What's up, everyone? Welcome to my 10th anniversary video. This is gonna be a long one, alright? A very long one. In fact, I'm guessing it's gonna be somewhere in the realm of an hour and a half to 2 hours long. Maybe longer. So anyway, yes, it's true. I actually survived being a content creator 10 years as of this video's upload date. October 5th, 2008 was the first time I started this channel. However, it was not the first time I started YouTube. Not everyone really realizes this, but I actually started doing YouTube in 2006 on a different channel called Gameboy61494. It's my gamer tag for Xbox Live and PSN. It was at the time and it still is today. And I sort of started that video channel and was just uploading random stuff here and there, nothing really in particular, and there was not really a prime focus with that channel. I just started, just uploading videos. Sometimes there was random stuff. I remember at the time I did a quick little 5-minute video of me sneaking around playing Metal Gear Solid 4. I also remember some multiplayer videos I did from Warhawk at the time. There was like a lot of stuff I did over on that old channel. Ultimately, I closed that channel down in the middle of 2008, being consistently bullied at school for it at the time, and it was just causing me more problems than good. So what I really did is I closed that channel down, and after a while I started really missing doing YouTube. So after a couple of months, I quietly, without telling anybody, started IndustrialGamer. Eventually people did find out about this channel at school, and it definitely turned into something that, again, wasn't as pleasant, although it wasn't on the scale like it was back when I first started doing YouTube. But regardless, I persevered. I did not sort of throw in the towel. I kept on doing YouTube, and my videos have gone progressively better over the, well, hopefully progressively better from what you guys will find from when I started to now. So it's pretty amazing to think that 10 years has gone by. I was 14 years old when I started this channel, and the theme of this channel has changed significantly over the past 10 years. I started doing reviews, I started doing playthroughs, I did multiplayer videos, I did unboxings, I did PC builds, I did like all this stuff, and still to this day, when you look back at my channel's tenure, there's so much variety of content. To simply say that I do one thing on YouTube would be an understatement, because I don't. You have successful channels who typically do the coverage on certain games or a specific element of games, and then that's all they do. You watch their content for whether it's news topics or playthroughs or quick little videos about glitches and whatnot, and some funny commentary in between. But on this channel, it's like it's so all over the place that you don't know really what you'll get at any given time. An element of me likes that, and I enjoy that freedom of being a content creator and just knowing, hey, I'm just going to upload this, and it may not be what I did yesterday, but I know some people will be interested in it. And then there's another part of me that sits there and says, that's the reason why I'm not super successful on YouTube, because I could never sit down and just do one simple thing over and over and over again and just do it well. So anyway, it's quite interesting. Also, looking back now at 10 years, I've seen the theme of YouTube change significantly. I remember when YouTube channels were actual channel pages and you can go in and videos were in a 4:3 aspect ratio. YouTube didn't have a HD slider like they do now where you choose the resolution. They had one mode, or two modes rather. They had a standard mode, which just played automatically, or you could select the high quality mode, which would display in 480p at the time. And it's crazy. Eventually they allowed HD resolutions, and then that was 720p only, to eventually upgrade into 1080p, and now here we are where you can upload 8K videos on YouTube and have it display in the 8K bandwidth. That's just nuts. I remember people used to do video replies to other people, and it'd be cool because you'd watch the video, then under the video you'd have video replies, and that'd be a section right next to the comments, and it was just a great link of the community, because You would have people who would do video replies, and not necessarily they would do video replies to the main topic at hand, but it was a great way to advertise yourself on other people's channels. It was somewhat abused, especially for people who didn't have their content filtered on, because, you know, normally when someone pastes a video reply, you could approve it before it actually shows. But I remember like doing it with some of my friends early on. He would upload a video, and then I would make a video reply to his video, and I would also gain some of that traffic as a result. And it was great. Video replies are no more now. We only have comments, and to be honest, comments are kind of on their way out. You don't really see many people engage in the comments like you used to, or at least manage the comments like you know, they used to back in the day. I think YouTube and Google overall have been through just a flurry of changes and never been able to stick on one good premise. And the thing is that they kept changing YouTube when there was nothing necessarily wrong with it. Some changes were for the better, some others were, you know, less than welcomed. I remember when I got rid of the channels first and they decided to go with this YouTube one channel layout, which it's very different from how it looks now. They got rid of all the personalization, all the channels were going to look the same. You would just be able to customize your banner and your profile picture, and then that was it. It was like a huge thing. Like back in the day, when you had a channel, you could actually upload background art, and so people would have channels where they would have like background art and banners on each side that would display different information about the game that they were playing or the type of their channel that it was. And it was just a great amount of personalization, so that every single time you went to a YouTube channel, it felt like a different experience, like a different whole website altogether. Nowadays, it's very muted, it's very clean, and this is aligning with Google's, you know, material design aspect of looking at the world. And overall, I think that right now it's a good balance of where it is, but who knows what YouTube will be like in, you know, next year. Who knows if they're going to bring back channels, if they're going to get rid of channels completely and then they're going to replace it with something else they're going to call it. It's a very inconsistent platform, which is oddly as well my issue with doing YouTube right now, is just my inconsistency. So it was pretty, you know, incredible to see all the trends leading up to now and how it's changed dramatically on YouTube. YouTube is a very different platform and ecosystem than it is now, than it was then. Because, you know, these days I would say it's a lot more toxic on this platform. People hold others to a much higher degree of standard than they did previously back in the day. You know, there was no drama videos back in the day. Gameplay videos were regulated to coverage from like IGN and GameSpot. And I remember at the time as well that there wasn't anything like video game playthroughs at all. You know, people would upload raw straight gameplay of them just playing the game. I remember subscribing to somebody who did that, and that was playthroughs. That was playthroughs back in the day. I remember watching a playthrough of Uncharted Drake's Fortune because I was really looking forward to it at the time. And I watched the playthrough and the guy just uploaded a straight video of just the game, no commentary at all, just him playing the game. These days you can't get away with that at all. It's pretty funny because you know, you would upload a video like that today and you're almost bound to get a copyright strike on your channel. People are not going to be interested because there's nothing interesting to watch. You know, people watch the gameplay for your commentary and for your input. If they just want to see the game, they'll just go play the game, you know, or they'll go watch a trailer, or they'll watch someone else who's commenting on the game while they're playing it. You really can't get away with the type of stuff that you do, that you used to do back in the day with today. People just, or their interests have changed. We've been spoiled by the massive innovation and pioneering that's been going on between YouTube and its content creators. And it's just amazing to see the whole landscape just drastically change to something else. So anyway, just to let you guys know, there is a plan for this video. Alright, I do actually have an outline of pretty much everything that I wanted to accomplish. Starting with the introduction, the next section is going to be basically the questionnaire. Next segment is going to be me watching old videos. I'm actually going to be watching old videos. I also have an announcement to make with those videos that I'll be watching, as you'll see. And then I also want to talk, just as a special thanks to all the people that have influenced me, as well as friends and stuff that I've met here on YouTube and all that good stuff at the end of the video. And then basically a nice conclusion, just to to end the video here on a high note, you know. And you know, it's amazing. I took the day off of work today to actually film this video, and I rarely take days off of work, all right? But I want to talk about my whole lifestyle and how that's affected YouTube over the years later on in a different segment. So anyway, why don't we get started with the questionnaire. I want to say a special thanks to everyone who submitted a question. I got a good amount of responses here. I know not everyone has a question or can't think of a question right away. But if you missed a questionnaire, I'm terribly sorry. You guys can still write in the comments. I'll still get back to you. But I just want to say a special thanks to those who did submit their questions for my 10-year anniversary. And surprisingly, not a single one of them were the same question. I was worried that I was going to get a lot of, what really, what was like your main focus on YouTube, and like, did you ever think that you were going to get this far? And I got that question, but I didn't get like multiple of the same question, which was great. Because that allowed me to sort of, you know, sit here and I didn't have to sift through a bunch of different questions that people submitted. It was kind of like, all right, I can just go ahead and read them. So let's get right to it. All right, the first question here, I'm going to read these on my phone. The first question is from Tynel. Apparently, he or she subscribed in the year 2013. Wow, so it's been 5 years pretty much. You've been subscribed to me. That's pretty awesome. All right, and their question is, what motivated you to do YouTube, and how have you been motivated to keep doing it? And then they also wrote in the last comments, I subscribed for your Mirror's Edge content, and you'll see that's a running theme here, but I stuck around longer because you are an entertaining guy without doing Mirror's Edge. Here is to more years. Well, thank you, Tynel. I really do appreciate that. So let's get to answering your question. You're basically asking me what motivated me to start YouTube and how have I kept myself motivated to keep on doing it. Well, there wasn't like a significant event in my life that basically said, okay, I'm going to start making videos now. It was sort of just something I just did. I went ahead and one day just decided to create videos on my original channel, and I looked at other people at the time doing it, and I was like, oh, that looks like fun, I'll give it a go. And I just went ahead and I just uploaded my first video. And at the time, I didn't really care about the viewership. In fact, it was much easier to get views back in that day than it is now, to be honest, just because there's so many people on the platform and so many content creators. Back in those days, there was a lot of content creators, but it wasn't nearly on the level that it is now, you know? So I just sort of started doing videos, and I found myself really enjoying it. And then your second question here is, how have you kept being motivated to continue on with YouTube? Well, I think a big part of that has to do with the fact that I never made YouTube a job for me. I did at the time have a partnership with YouTube. I actually don't have a partnership. I haven't had a partnership for almost a year at this point. I really wanted to focus on myself and on my channel before I went ahead and actually sought out a partnership. But even with the partnership that I had, I never turned it into a job for me. I never felt like it was something that I had to do just to do it, although it was something that I really wanted to do and I really wanted to, you know, keep on doing. But, you know, when I look at a lot of other people who are doing YouTube full time, and then it's like, oh, I can't make a living doing YouTube anymore, sorry guys. I mean, they don't even continue to make videos in their spare time with what little time that they have or may have. They just cease doing YouTube altogether. And it's sort of like, you know, I understand how YouTube is a lucrative platform now. It is now the platform that has replaced television for pretty much most people. So I understand that, you know, there's so many people out there, but if you enjoyed doing YouTube, you know, regardless of whether it's a job, which is great if you're getting paid, it's great if you're getting money doing it, regardless of whether it's a job or a hobby, that shouldn't have any effect on what you enjoy doing. You know, so I really believe that it's the fact that I never made YouTube my job. I never wanted YouTube to be my job. I still don't want YouTube to be my job. This is something that I really enjoy doing, and I really like to do in my spare time. And listen, you know, unfortunately there are times like currently right now where I'm just really short on time, but it's not like I'm going to cease doing YouTube altogether because I can't upload a video every single week and keep my audience engaged. It's something I do, you know, and it's something I really like doing, and so I just keep on doing it because I enjoy doing it. It's as simple as that. And then yeah, to reiterate your first question and my response, I just started doing YouTube one day, and I just really found that I enjoyed it. It wasn't like a main event that said, oh, I got it, I'll do YouTube. All right, so special thanks to Tynell for that question. I really do appreciate that. Second question is from That Guy Is Will. And he said that he responded, or he subscribed, excuse me, in 2015. Pretty cool. His question is, did you ever think you would come this far creating content on YouTube, and what did you expect to happen early on? And in his last comments, he also wrote that, glad to see you've come this far. Like a lot of people, I started watching because of Mirror's Edge. Again, it's a running theme here. But I really enjoy the content you put out. It's worth waiting for. Well, I really do appreciate that, Will. Thank you very much. So, did I ever think I would come this far creating content on YouTube? Most people are going to tell you no. What I would tell you is, yeah, kind of. I did expect that I wasn't going to stop YouTube anytime soon, and I always envisioned YouTube was going to be a major part of my life throughout my life. It wasn't just going to like cease to exist 7 years later, you know, and like, oh, that's just something I did back in high school when I had spare time. It wasn't going to be like that for me. I always knew that I enjoyed doing YouTube a lot, and I met a lot of great friends because of YouTube, that it would just be a major part of my life, and it would continue to be a major part of my life. And again, I fully believe that, you know, it's not like I have any plans to quit or I'm just going to get bored of doing it. It's something I really do enjoy doing. And it's like second nature to me now. I've been doing it for 10 years. It's like second nature for me to do videos every once in a while on video games. And I do eventually want to branch the channel out so that it's not just strictly gaming, but it's mostly gaming with a side look at maybe some other things like life and whatnot. So yeah, you know, it's definitely something that I expected I would continue to do. And then your other question here is, what did you expect to happen early on? To be honest, I always knew that I was going, like getting growth was going to be difficult even back then. Especially with the fact that I was, you know, 14, 15 years old at the time starting. No one really wants to watch a young kid do YouTube. You know, how many times do you guys play video games or you watch young kids on YouTube and you cringe at like the sight of these preteens and these little kids doing YouTube? You know, I was one of those guys. And it's funny because I knew because of that reason that growth was going to be slow. If I started when I was 20, if I started today at 24 years old and it was back in the day of 2008, I would definitely have much more of a bigger following, I think, just because people, you know, people want to watch someone who's mature enough, who has versed themselves a lot in the gaming community, who knows what they're talking about when it comes to the technology behind it. You know, this is all stuff that I've, of course, learned over the course of those years and have kept myself up to date on, and just something I enjoy learning and talking about. But yeah, I definitely think that I expected YouTube to be a big part of my life. And early on, it was just sort of like I knew it was going to be hard, but I was just going to keep on doing it. I knew that after shutting down my earlier channel that I wasn't going to allow the same thing to happen again with this new one. I was going to keep on doing it. So special thanks to Will. I really do appreciate that. All right, the next question we have is from Anonymous, and they subscribed in 2012. Wow, that's pretty good. And their question is, I noticed you recently gained a lot of weight, and out of concern just wanted to know if everything is okay. And for their last comments, they also wrote, also, what are your favorite co-op games you currently play on PS4 and Xbox One? All right, so there's two questions in there. Number one is, yeah, let's talk about my weight, all right? Definitely, I'm a lot heavier than I used to be. To answer your question, is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. It's not like I'm going through a deep depression and I'm sitting here eating ice cream like some girl who's just been dropped at a wedding, you know, crying my eyes out. It's not like that at all. I think a big part that contributed to it is just the significant lifestyle I changed from back then to now. Back then I was, you know, not only in high school, so I had physical ed every morning, so I was doing physical activities every single morning at school. I also remember that my grandmother at the time lived extremely close, the one who I talked about in the earlier video this year, how I was just basically disappearing for 6 months and how I came back and basically what I was up to. So that same grandmother of mine lived close and was healthy at the time, and so she lived about a mile away from me, and I would run every single day after school, pretty much after college at the time. And that was like a consistent thing I did every 3 or 4 times a week. So it was just that combined with the fact that I've never been a significant eater. And to be honest, I think that's why I'm probably not a lot heavier, because I don't snack at all. Like, people who know me, I eat like two or three meals a day pretty much. I may have breakfast if I'm up early enough, but usually the time I just have lunch and dinner, and then that's it. I don't snack in between. I don't really have dessert, to be quite honest with you guys. But, you know, a lot of people my age tend to go out and get snacks, and they'll eat here and they'll eat there, and I just never been like a snack-oriented guy. So no, nothing's wrong with me personally that's contributed to this. This is actually a good point. I might as well announce this. Next year, you guys know that this year was the year of revenue, and I made that my focus for this year. And I got a lot of good things that are in the works I'm really super excited about. Some stuff that's going to be happening very soon. But next year, I made it a point to be the year of health. And so I'll talk about more of my health goals and my goals of 2019 video. Geez, 2019 is crazy. But, yeah, to answer your question, I definitely have recognized that I'm a lot heavier than I used to be. It's funny because when we watch some of these old videos, I wonder just how different it's going to look. I'm a bit scared and embarrassed. But, you know, yeah, it's definitely something that I've recognized. It's not because of a specific reason other than just my lifestyle change. I'm stuck in an office for 40 hours a week, sitting down at a desk, and when I come here, I'm usually tired. I've been running off and on here because we had like a full gym downstairs, and we basically set up our garage to be a gym, and there's an elliptical, there's a treadmill, there's a bench press, there's all this stuff in there. And so I do use it from time to time, but I haven't used it consistently enough to actually warrant, you know, me seeing some results. So yeah. I do appreciate you actually wondering if everything is okay, though. That is nice that you do care, and some of you guys also care. And then your other question here is, what is my favorite co-op games on PS4 and Xbox One? So those who know me know I don't really like co-op at all. The reason I don't is, especially when it comes to single-player games, is people tend to not focus on the game. They tend on focusing on what they're doing with their friends, and usually when you're playing with your friends, you guys are messing around, nothing's really serious. And so I remember, like, a good example is Dead Island. When that game came out, that game is complete shit. Dead Island is a shitty game. Terrible graphics, really wonky mechanics, and a non-existent storyline that isn't emotional or doesn't have character development whatsoever. It's a terrible game by all standards. The only people who like Dead Island are the people who played it co-op. And that's not because you had fun with the game. That's because you had fun with all of your friends messing around in the game, and the game allowing you to mess around in whatever manner that you wanted to. But play Dead Island by yourself, it's not really a good game. Oddly enough, I have 2 copies of the game. I have the original copy on Xbox 360, and I also have my remaster edition on Xbox One. I do actually want to go back to the game just to see if I could really stand it, because I remember I quit on it very early on just because it was just such a disappointment. You can't release a trailer like they did and then release a game like that. It was like a night and day difference. But to answer your question, I really don't have any co-op games that I play, to be quite honest. I'm playing Shadow Warrior 2 right now on my PC. Incredible game, visually beautiful. I played the first Shadow Warrior, so this one is kind of cool because it's sort of like a follow-up to the remake of Shadow Warrior that they made in 2014 that I really enjoyed. And this one's just amazing. I love the gameplay of it. But that is a co-op focused game this time around, but that is a good example of a co-op focused game that's able to do both. Have a fun single player, you can play by yourself, really have a good time, or you can play with your friends in co-op, and I'm sure it's still pretty engaging. So, pretty awesome there. So, I appreciate the questions. Thank you for looking out for me. Alright, the next question we have is from Jake. Subscribed in 2011, he says. Oh, that's pretty cool. And his first question is, what's the greatest story you've ever experienced / been touched by via video games, and why? Oh my god. Bonus question. If you were a game dev with your own studio and unlimited funds, what kind of game would you create first, and why? And as a last comment, he says, "Thanks for all the content over the years." All right, Jake, you have left me. You have left me with quite a question here. The greatest story I've ever experienced in a video game. And you guys know I love storytelling. I will say this, alright? I can't say this is the be-all, definitive, end-all of all stories in video games, and every single story in video game has lived up to this one game, and I can't do that. I play so many games. So here's what I will tell you. The only game that actually made me cry, not feel emotion, but made me cry, was Telltale's Walking Dead Season 1. And on that note, it is sad to hear that Telltale is no more. So that is the only game that has made me cry. And I remember because I was playing it on my PS Vita, and at the time my mom used to visit us because she lived where I'm living right now. But she would drive every hour. She would drive an hour and a half to come visit us during the week when I used to live back, near the LA area. And I remember I got the Walking Dead Telltale series on my PS Vita because everyone said it was great. And I played the game, and I remember that I was in the hotel room. And I literally started crying, and then I started like screaming because it was like the final act of the game where you're just trying to save Clementine. And I remember that like tears came to my eyes so quickly, and I did not expect it the way that that it did. And my God, another one I want to say is just the Uncharted series. That game has made me feel for the characters, and especially with the incredible ending of Uncharted 4, which is just a perfect ending to the series. It's a game that I can look back on and say, those were some of the best gaming memories that I've ever had. It's just the entire series for me. I loved every single one of them, and just the way that they made me feel, and just the character development, the great writing and whatnot. Here's a good one that many people may not respect. Papers, Please. You guys remember that I may have done I did do a video. It was an hour video on Papers, Please. But Papers, Please for me has left an impression on me that I'll stick with for the rest of my life. I remember there was this one moment, and I'll never forget this because it was so. It was such an eye-opener for me to experience new games that I may not have been interested in. And Papers, Please was a game I took a chance on. I remember that, Papers, Please, it's a very, 8-bit style game. There's pixelated, the game doesn't even have graphics options. It's a very crude-looking game, but it's done that way for a reason. I remember there was a guy, as you're playing as a checkpoint officer, I remember there was a guy kept coming to the checkpoint to get into the country. And I remember that I kept turning him down because he didn't have his credentials, and I don't think it was in the video that I recorded. But I kept turning it down because he didn't have the right credentials. And I remember that finally one day he came with the correct credentials to get into the country. And I was so happy for him. I was like, that's awesome, dude. I'm really happy for you. Welcome to the country. And I let him in, right? And I just see, he's telling me, oh, thank you very much. It's a really exciting day. And I see this little 8-bit black figure, terribly animated, walking down the path, right, to the country. And all of a sudden, these cars come up. These cars come up at the end of the street where he's walking to, and these terrorists come out. And they come out with guns blazing, and they start shooting the officers. And at the time, they give you a gun because all these terrorists are coming, and blowing up the checkpoint. So they give you a gun to protect yourself. And remember, I got out the gun, and I'm thinking to myself, no! And I start aiming my reticle at the terrorist, and I miss my first shot, and the terrorist shoots him. It shoots the guy I let through the checkpoint. And I remember when I finally killed everyone, and I looked back down at the dead guy, I felt distraught. I wasn't crying, but I felt like a piece of me has just been ripped out. It was if some element of my heart and my feelings were just like gone. And I was just in complete shock. I didn't move for about 10 or 15 seconds. I was just sitting there just in complete shock of what happened. And I said, no. And I quit the game. And then I went back and I replayed it. And the way that Papers, Please works is there are days. You basically work, and every single day is a new day, and it saves after every day, but there's no saves in between. So I had to replay that day of 10 to 15 minutes of gameplay to get back up to that point to let the guy in the checkpoint. I remember I let him through. I tried shooting the guys. I missed my first shot, and again, they killed him, and I quit. I did it again, and I did it, and I did it again, and again, and again. And I must have done it about 3 or 4 times before I finally landed the shot on the terrorist guy, and I was able to save the dude. And I remember how accomplished I felt, but what I didn't expect was this. I didn't expect that the guy turned around, he went back to me, and he just said, I just want to let you know that I'm really grateful for saving me back there. And I remember he gave me a trinket, something, you know, like something just to remember him by. He said, I want you to have this. And he gave this thing to me. I think it was a photograph, but I'm not exactly 100% positive. And then he walks off and he goes to, you know, the sunset, you know, and goes out and is welcomed into the country. And I remember at that moment, I realized that games don't have to be cinematic. Games don't have to have a story. Games don't have to have the most beautiful graphics or the best writing. What the great thing about games do is that they're able to emotionally involve you in just simply the experience of playing them. And it was Papers, Please that really motivated me to go out and try different experiences, because that game to this day has always imprinted onto me something special, and I will always remember that moment in that game. And it's such a terrific game. Unfortunately, it's only on PC, but the thing is, the game is literally a potato. You can run it on a laptop if you want it with integrated graphics. I'm sure the game would run fine on that. So if you guys have not played Papers, Please, this is a good time for me to promote it. You need to play it. It is an incredible experience. And it is surprising because it's something that I didn't expect. It's something I took a chance on, and I'm so glad that I did. That moment will always hold a special place in my heart for just what video games can do overall. So there's the very long answer to your question. That was one part of your question. Then your second bonus question here. If you were a game dev with your own studio with unlimited funds, what kind of game would you create first and why? So obviously I have plenty of ideas. I originally wanted to be a game developer, although the direction I'm going in right now, it's interesting. A game developer won't get me the lifestyle that I want, so therefore I decided to sacrifice being a game developer instead of sacrificing the lifestyle that I want. Because I figured if I have the lifestyle I want, I will be much more happier than simply having the job that I want. Does that kind of make sense? And the two of those don't work hand in hand. You know, the lifestyle I want is one of freedom, one where money is definitely an important factor, but it's not something that is a constant worry. And I can just go and take a vacation somewhere, and I can choose to not work for a week, and I'd be completely fine. That's the lifestyle that I want. With game development, you can't do that. Game development requires consistent dedication to the project, and then you create something beautiful, and it's loved by many around the world, hopefully. But so it's interesting that you asked this question. I will tell you that I won't tell you my full idea, but I will tell you the general concept of it, just in case something does happen. I do eventually get to bring these experiences to you. So the first game that I would create would be a stealth action RPG, similar to Deus Ex. Think Deus Ex style level design, with the Mirror's Edge parkour system. That's your means of travel around the world. It's not an open world, it's more of a hub level design like Deus Ex, but you travel to LA, you travel to Japan, you'll go to like France, you'll go to all these different places. And what's amazing about all these different locations is that it's a different artistic direction all around. So it's a game that takes place in the future. Again, I won't give a specific day. I'm not going to give specific details because these are still my ideas, and I have to be very cautious when talking about them. But it takes place in the future, and like, you know, it's amazing because the world is so... the story isn't about the world, it's about the character. And it has this great story where you're led to believe that you are something, and then you find out that you're not something, and then all the things that you think you are actually not true. You're something completely different. I know it's super vague. I know no one's going to fully understand that. But eventually, I will either tell you guys the story if one or two situations happens. Number one, I get to make the game, so I can just make the story and bring it to you guys. Or number two, I'll be older to eventually to the point where I don't have to worry about making games, and that's not something that I'll ever do, so I'll just tell you all the ideas that I had. But that will happen at a much later date. But yeah, it's a game that blends sort of the best of those two types of games. It's one that is a focus on stealth, and then you have gunning if you want to, and then there's also hand-to-hand combat, which is integrated into also the world as well. Things like environmental takedowns, like kicking a guy, in the corner, then taking like a pipe to your right, ripping it off the wall, and then smashing his face with it. So just like as a quick example. But yeah, I definitely don't want to talk too much about it, but there's a reason that first game doesn't sound as ambitious as the other ideas I had, because believe me, there's some really ambitious things. I have a game idea that would change the way that you look at open world games forever. You would never look at an open world game the same way if I told you about one of my ideas, but I'm not going to do that yet. But there's a reason that this game doesn't sound as super far out there as the rest of my game ideas and experiences do. And the reason is that I want to build it's meant to build a reputation, so that's number one, and it's also meant to be a template for the type of experiences that I want to bring forward. Ones where storytelling is at the forefront, and graphics and gameplay are pushed, really far forward. And storytelling, is just something that's just been a big passion of mine. So, yeah, maybe eventually I will be able to tell you guys more about those experiences. I do not know, but for now, that's as vague as I'm going to be. So, thank you to Jake for that question. I appreciate that. Number 5 here, we have Tam, my boy. He asked a question. Subscribed in 2015, apparently. First question, do you have any gameplays planned for the near future, such as the new Spider-Man game? And then any last comments? I found your channel from the video GameStop hates it when you cancel pre-orders. Oh my god. That is my most popular video. I think it has like 1.5 million views or something. I don't know why. People love it when I shit on GameStop for some reason, because I did another video following up to that, and that again has like a couple 100,000 views. Apparently people just love it when you shit on GameStop. But do I have any gameplays planned? Well, here's the thing about me and why I've always sort of put gameplay, at least currently at the time, gameplay is sort of a backside thing for me. You guys got to keep in mind, I have a huge backlog of games, and I don't have the freedom that I did when I was 15, 16 years old, starting YouTube, where all I had was school, and I would come home and I would play video games, and as long as my homework was done, as long as, I didn't have tests that were coming up, I could play for hours and hours and hours and hours. And especially with college, it was sort of like, oh, I'm going to school now, just gonna study here and there. I have all this time, got classes in the morning. I get off at 10 a.m. today. I'll just play video games for the rest of the day. I can't do that anymore. I have a 8 to 5 job now. I'm extremely tired because of the nature of the work that I do at my job. Even though it's a desk job, it's emotionally just draining. And so for me to sit here and be like, oh, I'm going to play the new Spider-Man, I'm going to play the new God of War, I'm going to play this, and I'm going to upload all these gameplay videos, and there it is. I don't have the means to do that anymore, at least now. I will eventually like to go back and do gameplay videos, but now it's just like, I'm just trying to find the time to get through my backlog. I'm playing Shadow Warrior 2 right now. That game came out 2 years ago. I'm playing through Rise of the Tomb Raider right now on Xbox One X, and my god, that game's amazing. Or amazingly gorgeous, and amazing too. But I'm also going to be starting Shadow of the Tomb Raider right after that, so that's why I'm replaying it. And I also want to replay the original Red Dead Redemption with the Xbox One X upgrade before I start Red Dead Redemption 2. So it's just, a matter of me trying to find the right time. I have a huge backlog of games, so obviously I can't just sit here and be like, oh, I'm not the type of guy who just... I like to complete my games. I like to play them through to completion, and I don't like to play multiple games at a time, so I can't just sit there and be like, I'm just gonna, start this new game and start that new game, and start this new game, and then I'll get back to it eventually. I don't like to play my games like that. I like to take my time with the game, play it one at a time, and when I beat it, I'll move on to the next one. And yeah, it sucks because I won't be able to play the new game experiences. Like Spider-Man I have, God of War I have. Those games are sitting on my shelf right now collecting dust. I have those games, but I haven't had time to start them. I'm playing other games before I start those, and when I'm in the mood to start those, I will. But yeah, to answer your question, it's just finding the right time to do them, but I would eventually like to go back to gameplay, have more gameplay up on the channel. All right. So thank you to Tam, my boy, for that question. All right, I fixed the lighting, so we shouldn't get that glare anymore. All right. So yeah, next question is from Matthew, subscribed in 2013 apparently. First, his question says, why did you stop doing game unboxings? I know you still do some here and there, but I really do miss them. And in terms of his last comments, he says, I'm a PC gamer and I have followed your channel for a long time now, and you have helped me a lot with game reviews. I like that you're honest and fair and give the games a go before you give your point of view. Well, thank you very much, Matthew. I do appreciate that. So why did I stop doing unboxings, but I still do some here? He's basically asking, why did I stop doing the plentiful game unboxings that I used to do, ones where I drove the GameStop? Those were awesome. That was a great idea that I had. I really capitalized on that, and as a result, it brought in a lot of new people. My God, those videos have lots of views. I'm just going to be curious to see how many views that they used to have, because I used to get like close to 1,000 views on each of those videos, and it was amazing at the time. So, basically, you're wondering why I don't do them anymore. Well, quite simply, it's because I don't buy games on release anymore. It's very rare for me to buy a game on release. The only time I'll buy a game on release is if it's a special collector's edition that I'm like super looking forward to, and even then I don't buy collector's editions anymore that much either. I bought Yakuza Kiwami 2 on release because I'm a huge Yakuza fan, and I just had to make sure I got the Steelbook edition of the game. So, I mean, I don't... The next game I have pre-ordered, and pretty much the only game I have pre-ordered right now is Metro Exodus, because I'm super looking forward to that. Cannot wait to play that. So, I mean, to answer your question, that's why. You know, I just simply... Back in the day, I used to pre-order, like, every single game. I used to spend $60 on every single game, back when I was in college. And so I would have a class at 8, and I would get off at 9:30, and then GameStop opened at 10. So I'd be like, I drive home, I get my camera set up, I put it in my car, and then I would drive to GameStop, which was about 5 minutes away from me at the time, and I would record myself talking about the game, going to pick up the game, coming home with the game, and then unboxing the game, and it was just fantastic. I do really miss doing those videos, believe me. But look, listen, I got bills to pay for myself. You know, even though I'm not fully supporting myself at the moment, I still have a car payment now, I have insurance for that car, I have a phone payment now, I have you know, lots of other stuff that I'm sort of just doing right now, and investments of mine. And listen, I just can't simply spend $60 on every single new game that comes out. And the games that I do buy, I should say I used to buy, were at Amazon. Because I actually, now that Amazon has gotten rid of the 20% off pre-orders, if you're an Amazon Prime member, which I was, they used to give you 20% off every single new game release, 20% off collector's editions, 20% off new games, and that was like the best deal ever. And I remember it was just recently, actually, I think a month and a half ago, that Amazon said, yeah, we're going away with that program, you'll no longer be able to get 20% off, sorry. And it's funny because that same day that they announced that they were increasing the Prime membership to $120 a year now, which is just fucking ridiculous because it used to be $80 a year. And I always had the pleasure of going back on my student membership, because at the time I was going to school, and I used to pay like $50 a year for Amazon Prime. So I paid $50 a year. I get 20% off new games. And so, you know, I just started utilizing that system, and before I used to just buy games at GameStop, and that's why you saw a lot of unboxing videos, because I would pick up like 4 or 5 games a month. I would waste all this money because I didn't have any bills like I do today, and I was young and I was able to do that stuff, but can't do that anymore. So yeah, just to answer your question, that's why unboxing videos aren't as plentiful as they are now. I don't really get a lot of new stuff, and you know, the games that I do get, I'll unbox quickly on Twitter, and then that's pretty much it. Alrighty, we have next question is from Top Sheena, subscribed in 2017. They asked, do you like anime? If so, what is your most favorite anime? And in terms of their last comments, they have happy 10 years on YouTube. Also, my most favorite anime is The Pet Girl of Sakuraso. Never heard of that. So yeah, let's talk about anime. To be honest, am not a huge anime fan. Well, I won't say I'm not a huge anime fan, as in I just don't enjoy them, because I do occasionally enjoy them. The thing is, I just never got into the culture. So to be honest with you guys, the only anime that I've like consistently, or I am consistently watching currently, is Boruto. And to be honest, I never watched Naruto. So watching Boruto here, I enjoy watching that show, and I know a lot of people who watch Boruto say it's not anywhere near as good as the Naruto series, which I'm not going to watch 700 fucking episodes of an anime to catch up and read all the backstory, regardless of how good it is. I don't have the time, and I don't have the resources, and I just don't want to be quite honest with you guys. So the only thing that I watch consistently is like Boruto. I'll watch the new episode when it comes out. I also seen the first half of the first season of Tokyo Ghoul, and I really enjoyed it, but I want to get a TV in my bedroom before I really start watching it consistently again. And I've also watched the Castlevania series on Netflix, which I really did enjoy. But no, I know there's a lot of good ones out there now. Like, a lot of people like My Hero Academia, and that's a big one that a lot of people are watching now. There's another one as well. Was it Sword Art Online? There's Attack on Titan. There's what's the other one? I forgot the name of the other one. So I know there's quite a lot out there. It's just that I'm not into it enough, and I don't have the time enough to where I can consistently sit down and watch a show like I used to. But the only one that I watch currently is Boruto. I don't really have a favorite one. I did really enjoy Tokyo Ghoul the first half of that season when I saw it, and I do eventually want to catch up and watch all the seasons. But I just want to get a TV in my bedroom first so I can actually watch it on my own terms. So yeah, that's to answer your question. That's the animes that I watch. All right, next question is from Ali, subscribed in 2015. Their question is, favorite video game of all time? Oh, gosh. In terms of last comment, they wrote a smiley face, which is really cute. Favorite video game of all time? I don't have a favorite video game of all time because I play too many. I can't definitively say this game is the best game ever and it's the one I most enjoy out of all of them. I will say this, all right? Obviously, Mirror's Edge is the one that I am most passionate about out of all the video games I play. But I also, like, in terms of favorites that come to mind, Uncharted, Deus Ex Human Revolution, Alien Isolation is a huge one for me, and that's a more recent game. The Wolfenstein, The New Order as well. Speaking of the recent ones this generation, The Witcher 3 as well, my god. So, I mean, for me to sit here and say I have, like, one definitive game, I mean, I'm most passionate about Mirror's Edge. But, well, is Mirror's Edge my favorite game of all time? Maybe. Again, like, even though I enjoy playing Mirror's Edge so much, I also enjoy the emotional, gripping story of a game like Uncharted or The Witcher, or the amazingly fantastic gameplay and world of something like Deus Ex. There's other things that I enjoy. It just really depends on what I'm in the mood for. But those are a few of my favorite games. All right. Next question is from Leap. Oh, hello, Leap. Subscribed in 2016. Oh, I didn't know you were that recent, dude. Was 14-year-old Cameron as awkward as 24-year-old Cameron? It's funny because he actually wrote this question in the comments of one of the videos I made promoting, hey, submit your questions for this 10th anniversary video. And I said, dude, submit that question in the 10th anniversary video. And he said, okay, fine. And he did it. So is 14-year-old Cameron as awkward as 24-year-old? I think 14-year-old Cameron was much more confident, much more enjoyable to watch, and a lot better at making videos and being consistent than 24-year-old Cameron was, or is. So that's to answer your question. And then his last comments. So are those early Cameron YouTube videos worth watching? If you want to see someone fail at building a computer, if you want to see someone who ranted about things going on in their life, if you want to see someone who would act all pissy when they didn't do well in the multiplayer game, then you might find those videos quite interesting. I remember I used to get super pissed when I played games like Call of Duty, Halo, and Gears of War Online. I used to be like, I'm not doing well, fuck this guy! And I would just like yell at the camera. And I watch those videos now, I'm just like, what the fuck was I doing? But yeah, I would say at least 14-year-old Cameron made videos on a consistent basis. All right. Next question is from Zebur or Zebure. I apologize if I don't pronounce your name right. Subscribed in 2009. Wow. If that is true, if that is really true, you subscribed in 2009, you have seen everything, literally. Almost everything. I'm surprised I even have any fans earlier than 2010, to be quite honest with you guys. But 2009, even earlier than 2012, to be quite honest. There's a few of you who said 2011, so that's amazing. What's your favorite impression video? I guess he's talking about my game impressions videos that I do. My favorite impression video. Ones that come to mind of recent are Mafia 3, because I really did enjoy playing that game, and the shooting mechanics were amazing in that game. Ones that also come to mind are, jeez, that's a difficult one. I'm trying to think back of like my most favorite impression video. I mean, I make so many of them at the time. Let me look at some of the games on my shelf here. Maybe that will help whet my memory a little bit. Gosh. Hitman as well, I would say. I did a lot of Hitman videos, and gosh, Grand Theft Auto 4, which I actually like more than Grand Theft Auto 5, but beside the point. Yeah, it's a difficult question, dude. Definitely a difficult question. Alright, the next question is, we still have 10 more questions. Alright, next question is from Courting Water 6. And their question is, subscribed in 2017, so yeah, quite recent. What introduced you to Mirror's Edge? A trailer, a friend? So what introduced me to Mirror's Edge? I introduced myself to it by watching E3 2007, I think it was. I remember I was watching E3 at home one time, and this was before I did coverage of it on YouTube. And I watched E3 at home, and I remember that EA was doing the press conference, and they're like, "Oh, we also have something very exciting to share with you." And all of a sudden, white text appears on, or a white screen comes up, and then red text appears, and it says, "The following is all in-game footage." And then you just hear this breathing, like, and these footsteps as running. I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm watching this, I'm just like, cool, cool, cool. And all of a sudden, this first-person perspective comes into view, and you just leaping from one building to the other. You do a barrel roll, and you just continue on forward. And I remember my jaw dropped in that moment, because I was like, I never seen a game that tackled first-person platforming before, and did it with a sense of inertia and movement like Mirror's Edge did. And I still remember watching that gameplay trailer. It was like, wow, 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 wow. I was just like in awe at the time. And then the final at the end of the trailer, the final leap where she's reaching towards the pole, she looks down, and it's just like you're super high up. And then they play the cool Still Alive song in the background, and it shows the different levels, and I'm like, I want that game. I want to play that game. And I did not think that I was going to fall in love with it as much as I did, but yeah, no one really introduced me to Mirror's Edge. I was just watching E3, and when they revealed it, I was lucky enough to be sitting there watching at the time and really enjoyed watching it. Alright, next question is from Daragon, a good friend of mine. Subscribed in 2010. Oh, dude, I didn't even know you were that early. Nuts. Does your current field relate to your college study? My current job field, I guess he's asking. And in terms of last comments, he says, "We miss you, brother." Well, I miss you too, dude. We all used to be part of a group, so... Does your current field relate to your current study? My current job, no, does not relate to what I was studying in college. Right, it relates to what I want to do in terms of, an actual career for myself that's not geared towards a job and me doing my own thing. It's definitely relatable to that. But no, I was in college. I was very undecided on my major. I I didn't choose a major till like very late in school, and then I realized at the time that I took a bunch of classes that just didn't count towards the major I was taking. Which really, I mean, that's the shitty thing about college. Unless you know exactly what you want to do, you can waste your time. And then they get all this money, and the next thing you know, you're 4 years, and you could have graduated if you had a prime focus. But it's hard. Like right out of high school, you're supposed to have an exact, clear thought of what you're supposed to do. And if you're undecided, you're like, oh, there's an undecided section, but you're just simply wasting your time because you're not taking classes that you need to take in order to transfer out to a better college or to get that degree that you really want. So it's a really pissy situation. Does your current field relate to my current study? Yeah, it's just no, to be quite honest, and I'm glad it does not. I really take pride in learning on my own, and you know, my current lifestyle right now, the one that I'm going after, no college can prepare me for the lifestyle that I'm going after. College prepares you if you want to be lucrative and really make a lot of money. You know, sometimes a college degree is required, but this is the day and age of the internet. You know, you can make all this money on the internet, and the internet's still young, so there's all this untapped potential. I'm not talking about Bitcoin or anything like that. I'm talking about people who have a career of an online-based business. And it's amazing, you know, what you can do on the internet. And the day of those old sector jobs where you would go to an actual building, you know, I think that those are slowly dying off. So it's going to be quite interesting. So we have, next question is from Alejandro, subscribed in 2014, okay. His question: Hi Cameron, I know you since your very first Mirror's Edge analysis for the Catalyst trailer. I really like that type of video, and I want to know if you'll be doing that kind of analysis in the future, obviously for the games that you're hyped for. And in terms of last comments, he has Mirror's Edge Catalyst turned out to be a huge disappointment, at least for me, and me too. I'm really not that active in your channel since the launch of that game, but I always keep an eye on your channel because I really think that you are a passionate video game lover. I also wish that everything in your personal life is okay. Thanks and greetings from Spain. Well, thank you, Alejandro. I really do appreciate that. It's really nice of you. So will I do trailer analysis for games that I'm hyped for? You know, in terms of like the big three that I'm hyped for currently right now, Deus Ex, Mirror's Edge, and Cyberpunk 2077. Those are like my three major ones, you know, that I'm super pumped for. Out of all those, Deus Ex and Cyberpunk are not as they're not as much of a niche as Mirror's Edge is as a franchise. So for me to cover those games is a little bit pointless because there's already going to be people covering the Mirror's Edge, the Deus Ex trailers and the Cyberpunk 2077 trailers. There's already people who are going to cover that, but no one's really going to pay much attention to the Mirror's Edge stuff. So I mean, I think that really contributed to a lot of people coming over to my channel for Mirror's Edge content because they're like, no one's really covering Mirror's Edge in the amount that you're covering it in, you know? Like, no one, like we love the game, but we understand it's a niche game. You know, Mirror's Edge is a very niche game. You know, it has the potential to not include the vast majority of people. And yeah, even though Mirror's Edge can at its best sell a couple million copies and people know of it, people aren't as, I think, engrossed in it like the huge fans are. But, you know, the Mirror's Edge fan base is a very strong community. It's one that has a lot of dedication, and so, you know, that's really why I do those videos, and I know they'll get views because I know those hardcore people, which are not small by any means, you know, it's a pretty good sizable group, will enjoy those videos, but the mainstream media just won't cover it. So, yeah, that's a big reason. Will I do it for any other game? Out of those three I mentioned, no. It's just going to be basically anything Mirror's Edge I would do it for, but who knows, that may change. Alright, we have a question from Jordan Ray, subscribed in 2016. He says, you gonna work on that Mirror's Edge story? I really want to see it. And in terms of his last comments, keep being awesome. Well, thank you, Jordan. So Jordan, we are friends on Origins, so we kind of go back and forth, tagging each other's billboards in Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Will I write that Mirror's Edge story? I remember that. No, I probably won't write it, but I'll tell you the main gist of it really quickly. So the actual story I wasn't going to write wasn't going to be vastly different from anything that the main game was. It was still going to include basically every section in the main game, but everything was going to be worked around to be a little bit better. So my vision for a sequel, really a redux of Catalyst, which I dubbed Mirror's Edge Uprising. I still think that's a great title. They should really use that. But pay me royalties for it. But the game, so it would incorporate the comic as the main intro for the game, and so you'd start up, and I would change some things so there'd be a little bit more character development. It'd be a little bit written better. And then basically you would go through the game and you would develop Nomad's characters early on and Fate's friendship with Nomad. And then introduce Celeste, who would disappear after the intro of the game as she immigrates to a different part of the city. And then basically at the very end, where in the comics of Mirror's Edge Exordium, I think it was called, in the comics, she betrays Celeste, but then she also, she admits fault, and then Faith basically sticks out and fights all the baddies that are going after her, and allows Celeste to escape with this potion for her sister, or something like that. So that would still happen, but like right at the very end where you're knocked out, you're given a chance to fight off the guards, but you're eventually knocked down, and this is why Faith goes to prison, right? At the very end where the guard hits you with the butt of the weapon in the face, the whole screen goes white, and then you have like this cool intro going on, and it's playing that awesome music that they played in one of the trailers. The same music that I have in my Mirror's Edge in 4K, the Mirror's Edge beta in 4K video. That same music, that whole song is the intro, and then it's Faith waking up in prison, and instead of her being let out of prison, it's a prison break. And so you're chasing past all these guards. There's lights flashing in and out. There's multiple ways to go throughout this facility. Some ways are safer than others, but you have to basically fight your way out. And eventually, as you make your way out, you get pulled to the side into a separate hallway, or a separate street, similar to how you got pulled in by Icarus. You basically get pulled in by Icarus, and you guys start running, and then it cues that whole intro section. And again, a little bit differently designed. The whole point of Uprising is that you could play it how you want to play it. So you can go take the stealth route if you want and not fight anyone, or you can take a direct route, and there's basically at any given point about 6 to 10 different ways to get to your one single objective. You can go take the street level, you can take the far rooftops, you can find a way from scaffolding into a building. There's all these different pathways. And then the story basically has like the same type of beats, the same theme where Krugersek is like really in full control here. They're trying to overthrow the free will of the people by introducing this new reflection nanocell technology that basically connects you to the internet but can influence your emotions. So that's still the same thing is in there. And you guys may remember, and I'm going to spoil some of the elements of the story, but the story is really nothing worth getting emotional over, so if you haven't played Mirror's Edge, I'm sorry. When Noah dies, I wouldn't have him die. I would have him get saved up. He's carried away by, oh god, what's her name? The freaking girl from Elysium. I always forget her name. Anyway, Noah's carried away by their group to safety, and then Faith stays back and fights everybody, and then eventually Noah he's kept alive, but he's like in critical condition, so he's kind of kept hidden. Now, you do get other elements of the story where you're actually on the ground, and you basically amass a whole group of people. As you're doing all these missions, you're turning the people against the corruption that's basically overpowering the city. And at that time, you're on the ground level. You have like full decked out armor. I have the Mirror's Edge art book, and there's a lot of different alternate outfits in there. And I would use those alternate outfits depending on the different story element that's happening in the game. So there's an alternate outfit in there where Faith's like decked out in body armor, and she has like a bulletproof vest on, but she's still geared towards running. And so she would wear that outfit as she's going around. You're just pushing people side to side on street level, fighting all these guys until eventually breaking away. Then you have to get to like the main Krugersek building, and it's pretty much the same thing. You go to the Shard, but the Shard isn't called the Shard. It's called Sky City, right? Sky City is an actual city that's placed above the actual main city. A good example is in the artwork that I unboxed, the Mirror's Edge lithograph. You'll see that there's the way that that lithograph is designed shows Faith basically hanging from a building that's overlooking the entire city. It's like a building on top of a whole city on top of this separate city below it. So basically, after fighting your way through there, the main twist in the story is near the very end where, and this is why I said it's very similar to Hunger Games, where, you know, you're fighting with Rebecca and Black November, and you guys overthrow Kruger Sec, but it's then shown that Rebecca, there's a twist on Rebecca, and it harkers back to what Noah said early on in the beginning of Mirror's Edge Catalyst, how because in her own way she's different, she's no different from Gabriel Kruger. He's basically telling you that Black November or Kruger Sec, they're both terrible, and they're really not that different overall. And this twist proves it because it makes Rebecca the bad guy. She basically starts saying that, oh, anyone who opposes us at Black November, we're going to kill outright, we're going to slaughter them, and anybody who dares to come against us, we're going to put down. And Faith is sitting there, and she realizes she just helped a tyrant replace a tyrant. And so the actual final stage of the game is the side mission, called the one for Rebecca where you have to take it up to the tower. I forgot the name of that side mission. It's the one where you're you know, climbing up the scaffolding, and you have to eventually put the tap of that the wire tap on top of that satellite dish or something. I forgot the name of that mission, but for those of you guys who remember, that's the final mission. It's just a nice, pleasant thing. As Rebecca takes the elevator up, you have to chase her and you parkour your way up. Eventually, she kicks Rebecca off the building, and then the sun comes up, and it's basically, you know, Faith looking out. And at the whole time, you know, Black November was chasing you, but Icarus, he you know, he stood by to make sure that you can get to Rebecca. And basically, as you exit down the elevator, you open the door, you find like this pool of blood everywhere, and you follow the pool of blood, and you see that Icarus is hurt. Eventually, Icarus does live, but the main ending of the story is Faith, when she goes to a different city. She sees she starts talking on the radio, and she finds Celeste, and that's the end of the story. She finds Celeste. And, you know, Celeste is all surprised, like, oh, I can't believe, you know, you're really here. And then it's introduced that Noah goes under the arc name of Mercury. And so Noah and Mercury are the same person, because people believe that Noah is to be dead. Noah is now infamous because he was the leader of the runners back in Glass. So he has to use a different name to basically move about the city freely. And so he goes under the code name Mercury. And then also it's led to believe that Celeste found and worked with a guy named Drake, who is also a character in the original Mirror's Edge, to actually build up the Runner Empire in the city, the other city that, you know, they're currently at. And the other city that they're at is actually the original city in Mirror's Edge. It's just been moved to a different location. And the final words of the game are perfect. The final words are basically talking about, you know, we're here to protect people. We're here to stand up against those who want to wrong the world. And I remember that Faith says, I'm trying to remember the exact words so I get this right. She says, because here's the thing about us runners. We exist along the edge between the gloss and the reality. The Mirror's Edge. And as those final words come into play, Faith's falling down as she says, like, the Mirror's Edge. It just, boom, black screen, white screen, whatever. Credits start going in, the music starts picking up. You have you know, classic songs like Still Alive playing, and that's the ending of the game. That's a perfect end to the game. I wish that freaking DICE or somebody would just let me write the story. I just laid it out all for you guys in this video, but that's essentially the game. You know, I just really wish that they would allow me to write the story. I'd really love to bring that to you guys. All right. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, Jordan. That's essentially my story for Mirror's Edge. There's a lot of things in between that happen, but it would take me literally another 2 hours to go through all that stuff. There's a lot of things in here. All right, so next question is from Harris. Subscribed in 2012, pretty cool. His question, which game gave you the most traumatizing experience that almost made you lose your passion for gaming? My God! And last comments, he says, you're a good YouTuber. Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. The most traumatizing experience. Ones that come to mind, oh god, that almost made me fall out of love with gaming. It wasn't really one experience. It's a culmination of really bad experiences. Fracture, which I actually have over there. It's sitting on my shelf. Fracture on Xbox 360, the last boss in that. It was a game that I was really excited for at the time, and I really liked the concept, but Fracture had a 35-minute fucking boss fight. And there's no path. It's not like all these different things happen where you're fighting the boss. It's just you shooting at the boss. And you shoot him for 35 fucking minutes. And it's just, I remember I didn't want to play another video game for a very long time after that. That made me fall out of love with gaming. Yeah, it's a culmination of different experiences. So I'm looking at my old games here, trying to see which ones were just so terrible. Gosh. That's a tough question. I just mentioned Fracture, so I'm trying to think what else. Gosh. Just, the nature of the community is really what fucks with me these days. I don't like how the community... It's a very competitive community, and everyone's at each other's throats all the time. And so it's kind of... That's why gaming hasn't progressed more than it has already. Even though we've come far, the reason it's still looked as like a child's thing is because the community just sucks. It's just a matter of fact, the community sucks. You have a lot of, I think, nice people, and then you have the minority who are just a fucking bunch of fucking assholes who like to talk shit and just say inappropriate jokes about your mother and whatnot. So it's a terrible community, but it's one I hope will eventually grow out of. But yeah, that's a really difficult question. I can't really say there was one game, but I just told you guys Fracture. That was a terrible experience for me. Next question is from Travi, subscribed in 2014, pretty good. What are your plans for the future? Will you review the 2080 Ti, please? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Okay, so definitely an interesting question, all right? What are my plans for the future? My plans for the future are to be able to live a life of freedom, one where I can choose to go anywhere at any time, whenever I want, and not have to be worried about, I have to take this day off work. I can just work from wherever I want, and I can be on vacation. I can work a little bit there. So those are my plans for the future. Will I review the 2080 Ti? No, I'm not. My next computer build won't happen until like 2022 or 2023. I spent $4,000 fucking dollars on this computer, and I'm still not. It still is giving me problems. These days it's fine, it's stable, but it's just like a complete waste of fucking money. All that time and money I spent building this computer, it was just terrible. So I'm definitely not getting the 2080 Ti, but I will eventually. When I build a new computer, I'm going to build a new computer, and it will be recorded, and it will have all new parts. But even though this computer, I targeted 4K gaming, which is why it was super expensive, because back in 2015, 4K gaming was starting to become more apparent, but it wasn't like, a main thing. It wasn't like it is now, where you can pretty much game. I mean, even now, it's still sort of a rarity these days to see people game in 4K. You have an Xbox One X, which does a fantastic job, but, so no, I'll eventually get a different PC build, so I'm not going to be getting a 2080 Ti, but it does look good. Where do I see myself in 5 years? I see myself, I see myself living my lifestyle. 5 years is a long time from now. Not, I guess, in retrospect of everything, but it's plenty of time to actually build the lifestyle that I want and get myself going. So, thank you for your question, Travi. Next question. Guy in Kalamazoo. This is my friend Brad. Subscribed in 2008. Is that true? I really want to know if that's true, because if you subscribed in 2008, you literally have seen everything, my inception to this day. I'd be really, really surprised. How's the weather? Today it's weird. Today it's raining, or it's kind of rainy weather. It's supposed to rain later today, but it's very, very odd weather. It's nice and comfortable. I'm not sweating, which is great. And he says happy YouTube anniversary in his last comments. Well, thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. All right, next question is from Tristan. Subscribed in 2018. Okay, so you're new. What do you want to see in the new Mirror's Edge game? I want to see a bigger emphasis on storytelling. I want to see EA actually put in some effort into marketing it, getting the developers all the money, all the time that they need. I want to see someone fucking make a Mirror's Edge right. And I think a Mirror's Edge for this generation is one that isn't open world. It's one with the Deus Ex level design, where you have a choice to go from to get to your objective in any manner that you way. I think an open world Mirror's Edge is definitely one that is possible, but it's not now. It's like far out there, right? So yeah. I guess we'll have to see what happens, but yeah, I definitely like to just see EA give a damn about Mirror's Edge and not treat it like, oh, it's that cute little project DICE used to work on. It fucking pisses me off because the potential is there. They have think of a new concept that has the uniqueness like Mirror's Edge, because there is no other game out there. Like Mirror's Edge is probably one of the last major innovative games. It's not an FPS. It's a game where you're traversing the environment, and it was really the game that perfected the first-person platforming, and a lot of games use it as a template. Look at the Dying Light series, So, Jeremy, this is the next question from Jeremy. Subscribed in 2012. Pretty good. Where do you see yourself, not your channel, in 5 years? Well, that was sort of, I guess, in relation to the other question. So, yeah, I just sort of see myself living my lifestyle, to be quite honest with you guys. That's it. His last comment says, keep doing what you do. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Jeremy. All right, next question is from Jonathan, subscribed in 2013. Do you think we will see a sequel to Mirror's Edge Catalyst? A sequel or a reboot, another reboot, or a redux, which is like my idea. Just, hey, let's retell the same story. Let's fix the game and then re-release it. And do it right. I think that would work a lot better. I think we'll see another Mirror's Edge game. I just think it'll be a very long time until then. I think it'll be somewhere in the realm of 10 to 15 years, actually. It'll be a lot more of a longer wait than Mirror's Edge Catalyst was. It's just the nature of things, EA needs to undergo some new management, and I think when that happens, we'll start seeing some new, hopefully, some better experiences from EA. But right now the management just sucks. They're shitting, and it's hilarious to me because DICE used to be a studio that you could rely on. They ruined Battlefront, they ruined Mirror's Edge, and now they're on track to ruin Battlefield with Battlefield 5. So I'm just like, I'm slowly falling out of love with EA, as DICE, one of my favorite game developers, are just unable to craft a game, at least based with the management. I don't know if it's DICE who's doing it or if it's the fault of EA, but there needs to be some new management. That's all I need. That's all I have to say. He says, thanks for all your Mirror's Edge Catalyst videos. You are the best. Well, thank you for watching them. I do appreciate it. All right. Next question is from Erica, subscribed in 2008. Again, wow. Has your view of yourself changed since you started to make videos 10 years ago? Yes. My view, the view of myself is, I definitely say I'm a lot more confident in how I approach talking to people and just, getting on. I'm not like nervous. I used to be like the guy who was sort of introverted and very, just stuck in my corner, don't bother me, and I used to be like the shy guy. Who, like, when I ordered restaurants and stuff, I used to, like, speak softly. So I definitely am not that person anymore, and I think YouTube has contributed to a lot of that. So, yeah. All right, next question is from Tim Lee, and subscribed in 2014. Pretty cool. He says, hi there, happy 10-year anniversary. Been a subscriber since 2014. Here's my question. Do you think next-gen consoles will finally enable uncapped frame rate options above 60 frames per second, 1080, or 1440? And will most games finally be able to target 60 frames per second at 4K? Will manufacturers skimp on the CPU again? I hope we start seeing ultra-wide HDR monitors soon for the PC side. Thanks for your time. Alright, and then in this last comments, I used to love watching all your new release day unboxed videos because the way it was produced was unique and different from everyone else. I was very intrigued by your PC building videos in 2015. That was 2015 was the new one, the 4K videos. Yeah, that's right. 2012 was the one where I failed hard. And related videos followed by it. You convinced me to finally build one last year. Oh, awesome. I love your take on games and have influenced me one way or another on how I perceive them. Oh, it's really empowering. Thank you, Tim. So, What do I think will happen for next-gen consoles? I don't think they'll skimp on the CPU. I think that we're going to get the Ryzen architecture, and the Ryzen architecture is going to put the consoles pretty much up to speed with current PC specs. So I think the Ryzen stuff will be really good when they start using that. And I think we'll see the new consoles by 2020 is my date for the new consoles. I think that's a good enough date because that gives them that gives us time with our PS4 Pros and our Xbox One X's at least almost 4 years, you know, for those. And so I think 2020 will be a good release date for that. What do I think about enabling options in terms of uncapped frame rate and 60 frames per second? I don't think we'll get 60 frames per second at 4K. No. If we do get 60 frames per second at 4K, it will use the reconstruction temporal method that a lot of games are right now using on PS4 Pro. And I do suspect that a lot of games will actually continue to use the temporal upscaling, the checkerboarding, rendering, and all that stuff for 4K resolution. I don't think that we'll start seeing a lot of 4K native games, although 4K native will definitely be something that's a lot more plentiful than it is now in terms of experiences. But I just think that we'll start seeing a lot of games try to take it. I think we'll start seeing options as well. I think maybe 1080p 60 frames per second as an option. 1440p would be nice because that's not too... I mean, that's a good resolution, a good baseline. 1080p is kind of low these days. But depending on all the games, all the stuff that games do, you know, it's like, I really think that we're just going to keep to a standard of 1080p being at the lowest resolution and 60 frames per second maybe as an option in the menus. It'd be really interesting to see if they're just going to stick with a like the base PS4 and Xbox Ones where you just have one experience, or if they're going to take on from an Xbox One X or PS4 Pro and actually give you the choice to have your experience. I would really like to see the latter happen. So yeah, thank you, Tim. I really do appreciate that. And that concludes our questions, guys. I know it was a lot of stuff to go over, but we're not done here. We're not done here, by the way. So according to here, I'm going to be watching my old videos. We're going to watch a couple of my old videos, and we're going to watch my first video ever. We're going to watch some high points, some low points, personal favorites of mine, and just my overall reactions to them now 10 years later. And yeah, it'll be good. All right, see you guys for the next segment. All right, welcome to the next segment. This is going to be a little bit of a different quality. I'm just going to be doing a basic screen capture here of my channel and whatnot. So we're going to go through this, but I want to announce something that I've been working on, you know, leading up to this this 10th anniversary video. Take a look at the playlist section, guys. You'll see here that I now have playlist sections, or actual playlists on the channel that are organized properly. So you'll see like I have one for channel updates, there's E3s and other convention coverage, personal non-gaming videos, there's personal favorites of mine, 4K videos, first plays, like my first 30 minutes videos I used to do, all my live streams, my unboxings, my PC builds, reviews, playthroughs, gameplay discussions. All the videos I did in that year are on here. Mirror's Edge Catalyst and Mirror's Edge as well, for you guys who are fans. Have your own playlist on any Mirror's Edge video I've ever done are in these playlists for the games, all right? So I just wanted to go ahead and show that to you guys. I've been working on that hard. It's taking a long time for me to, you know, go ahead and put all those together, because I literally on my back end here on YouTube, I have 76 pages of videos I have to click through and make sure that every single one is in the appropriate playlist. It took me about 2 weeks to completely do all this stuff. So yeah, it was a lot of work. Anyway, so we're going to basically watch my first video here. We're also going to watch a few other videos. I'm just going to kind of click around and see, all right? So let's use the playlists. Let's go to my 2008 videos. Oh my god.
Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be showing you guys a quick hiding spot on the map. Black blackout. And today we are...
Oh my god.
Just a little hiding spot for some of you players. This can only be done in old school. And basically what you're going to want to do is get into this building right here. This one that looks like that.
That's what it looks like that.
And you're going to climb up these stairs. And
I remember this. You could get like up above that building.
Right, then you're going to sprint down the rail and jump.
Yeah! Oh, I remember doing this in multiplayer games.
Walk back and forward.
Fell off. Damn it.
Okay.
Oh my god, it was terrible.
Walk back and forth until you get stuck. You're going to then jump until you get stuck up here. And then jump until you get on the roof.
Yeah.
Now you can either prone here
There's a way.
and kill some...
just want to say there's a way you can get up on this building up here as well.
People here.
I remember all
where you can
this.
jump from
Call of Duty
building to
4,
building.
man. October 19th, 2008. Oh my god, I remember this too. I remember I paused the video because my stepdad came in and we had glass walls in the room I was recording. It was the same house too. And there was glass doors, excuse me, and you can just see right through them. I remember my stepdad looked at me for a second like, "What are you doing?" And that's why I paused the game.
Okay, sorry about that. You can jump from building to building, and
Oh my god.
basically prone right here and shoot people from here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can hear things in the background
One of
too.
the other hiding spots. Now there's a second hiding spot here, and you're basically going to sprint, jump on the yellow car,
I think I'm gonna go up on this building now.
jump
Yeah.
on the ledge right here,
Yeah.
jump up to this balcony, climb up the ladder. You're
Wow.
going to then sprint and land on the telephone pole right here.
Wow, really?
Sprint and then land on the balcony right here. Now you're very visible from high points, but it's just a little hiding spot right here.
It's just a little high spot. I just burped. I'm sorry.
Now note that these hiding spots can only be done in old school mode, and so you're gonna have to enable that option if you plan on doing these.
Wow.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Wow, that was my first video ever. 300. Oh, this is over time, obviously. 384s. Look at this, almost 50. That was a year ago. This is a pretty cool glitch. Congrats on 5,000. 5,000 subscribers. Wow. Cameron sounded so... Oh, that's my friend. It's no drugs. I don't do any drugs. Alright, actually here, let's look at this playlist. I have the playlist now. The Bedroom and House Tour. Oh, I don't want to watch that. I live in the same house, but I remember how... I live in that same... Well, I used to live in that same house. My parents still live in that same house, so... Yeah, I did a full house tour. I don't know why I ever did that. These days I would just do a room tour, so... This is my first channel update, I think? Yeah, channel update October 2008. Let's watch it. A black... Oh,
Hey
yeah,
guys,
that's right.
a
A black
I have some
screen.
news about this coming weekend.
Weekend?
About my reviews. And I just want to give you guys
No
a little
comments,
heads
but
up
78
on
views.
what's to come.
No one cared.
Okay? So SOCOM Confrontation didn't arrive today.
SOCOM Confrontation! Dude! SOCOM Confrontation! I was freaking doing this video back when this game was relevant. SOCOM Confrontation. Wow! That's nuts.
Thursday. So it's probably going to arrive tomorrow when I get home from school. So I'm going to be probably doing a review on that day, Saturday or Sunday. We'll see. I'm also going to be...
I never did a review on it.
Divided into two parts, one of story and one of online multiplayer. Now, the multiplayer is...
There's no...
we're going to start like a match. Me and Navy Boy are going to play online.
Oh, yeah. That's actually a good point. I have all these people here I'm going to give special thanks to. Navy Boy is on there, but he is one of my first friends.
Navy Boy, if you don't know him, he's a pretty cool reviewer himself. He
doesn't do
he
YouTube
started
anymore.
way back before I did. You can just check him up on his channel, Navy Boy 5499.
Good
He
memories.
just did his SOCOM Confrontation review.
Really good guy.
I'm gonna do mine this weekend.
He still has his channel up, I
Another
think.
thing, I'm gonna
A reminder and what is to come.
On the map.
Alright, this is boring and interesting. Here, let's check out my first review, Midnight Club Los Angeles. God, the quality is terrible. 240p! Oh, I fucking love this game. They don't make games like this anymore. I would give anything if Rockstar made another Midnight Club. That would be incredible. I need to get that skin for my collection. I got rid of it, man. I got rid of it. I need to get it back for my collection. Get the 360 version because I only had PS3 at the time. I remember that I did these quick videos like this. Like I would show like the intro of the game, whether it's a trailer or something, because I didn't have the editing foresight to make a a montage like of the game. Like this is like when I first started. So I remember I watched Classic Game Room at the time, and that was like my main motivation for doing reviews on YouTube was Classic Game Room, and he always had like quick montages or cool music playing in the background. But his was all direct captured. It was beautifully edited, and I remember for Midnight Club I was like, how do I do this? 1,106 views. Why? Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay. I was gonna say that's embarrassing. It's a buy, not rent. It's awesome. Did I say it's a rent in this? Oh no. Wow, not the same feel. That's good. I don't want to play the same game over and over again. Yeah, the PS3 is known for having more glitches in games. Yeah, the PS3 early on was terrible. Anyway.
You had like no character, it was just cars.
It's just cars.
You can either pay the ticket or you can just drive off.
Okay, wait, I have to remember there's like part 2 I think in this video. I was like crashing. Yeah, I did it again, I think. Hold on. I got this song to play on YouTube, and I muted all the soundtracks in the game, or all the the sound effects in the game, and then I just drove. That was my intro. I'm gonna get copyright strikes on this video. I don't care. I remember there was one video, I think maybe it was part 3, where I was driving into the river and I was like, oh, because I crashed so much.
Part of Midnight Club Los Angeles.
I think it was this one.
So I got into a game and
multiplayer. That's what this is.
2 people to join, but none of them had headsets. I did. Oh, come on.
There's one where I'm like in the LA River. I think it was this one. Yeah, this part. Oh! That's funny. I did classic reviews too. I still have my N64, which is where I recorded the classic reviews. That's still on there. Rush. I fucking love Rush. I still have the game somewhere. It's somewhere like in the garage. I remember the song. Bong, bong. This fucking game was awesome. I loved Rush. Oh, this is cool. Dude, how long did I record this intro for?
My favorite is the Exotic.
The Exotic, of course.
And right now we're going to start racing.
N64 people. I had the Rush cartridge. I plopped it into my N64.
And used the analog stick in the
God, the quality's terrible.
B is the brake.
445 reviews. N64 on a modern TV looks bad. Then you film it in the potato 240p camera. Good God, man. Yeah, I know. It's funny to look back on this now. That's crazy. There's more classic reviews. Rush. Wait, there should be other ones. Oh, Hydro Thunder. Oh, I love that game too. All right, we won't stick here for too long. Here's my review on Mirror's Edge. I don't want to see that, but you guys can go and see these. This is why I created a playlist. I did all these other PlayStation Home. Oh, we gotta watch this. PlayStation Home. Wow, my camera quality improved. 480p now. Standard definition.
PlayStation Home.
That was all the rage back in the day. Was standard progressive scanned standard definition. That was like the shit. Back in the day, before we had HD TVs, we had ED TVs, enhanced definition. It was literally just 480p, but it looked like a flat screen.
As I promised you guys, I'd show you guys. Anyway, this
PlayStation
is,
Home, my God. I did a few videos on PlayStation Home. I think I want to say that I recorded. I'm gonna keep. It's so loud in my headset, but I remember that before PlayStation Home closed down permanently, I did do a video. So maybe we'll go visit that.
It's a great way to hang out with your friends.
Great way to hang out with your friends. Great way.
Evil did Leon.
Resident Evil Degeneration. That was the anime movie that they had. I actually watched that movie. It wasn't that amazing. It was like okay. The animation was really good at the time though. I was playing pool. I remember that my reviews were not reviews. My reviews were basically me going around just walking through the game and talking about various things about what I thought. So I guess it's kind of a review, but they were not in a traditional sense like, here's beautiful gameplay, and then here's my very articulate thoughts that I wrote down on a piece of paper, and I'm describing to you. It wasn't like that at all. Birthday gifts 2008. What did I get on my... Oh wait, Christmas gifts 2008, not birthday. Wow.
Hey guys.
IndustrialGamer presents an intro made in Vegas Movie Maker. So I already messed up. Windows Movie Maker. Because that's all I had at the time. I didn't have Vegas. My Wii,
so
Guitar Hero 3.
be able to use it just like Dazzle and record it
So I got...
to the computer over there with the router.
I still live... I'm actually... I'm at that same house. Like, I'm still here.
Pretty good too.
Although this bedroom's mine now.
I might be able to.
I got GameStop gift card. I got...
Show you that.
So I didn't get much. Just the Christmas tree.
And
Why did I record them outside? These are terrible. 96 views, really? Nice. Oh, Navy Boy. Oh, that's like... I'll talk about him a little bit later.
And yeah, that's it. So here.
Oh, Sheetsy. That was also one of our friends. So I got shirts. I got clothes because everyone wants clothes for their birthday. Is that Axe? Is that fucking Axe body? Oh my god, this was a long time ago. Axe was like all the rage back in the day, like when you were... The funny thing is Axe is still relevant to this day. The only people who use it are like teenagers who think they're like the coolest thing ever. Oh my god, that phone case. That was the LG Envy. Oh, that phone, that was like my first, well, one of my first phones where you flipped that top of it. It was like a full front basic phone with a keypad, and you flipped it open like a laptop, and there was a full QWERTY keyboard on there. Oh my god.
So
Wow, I got $60. Tomb Raider Underworld, which I need to get again for my collection, because I totally did not, don't have it anymore. So that was my old phone, right? Which one was that?
from Verizon.
Which one is
very
that?
nice.
Wait, was that my new phone?
Got me a Dare.
The Dare. Oh, the fucking name. They named these phones so odd back in it. I got the Dare from Verizon. All right, thank God. All right, let's go back to our playlist here. Here, let's go back to the main channel. Can we just go back? Go back.
Hey guys, what's up?
All right, so 2008 was a very long time ago. Not really happy with that. What happened to all my playlists, dude? Create a playlist. There we go. That's weird. All right, I'll just create a new tabs then. 2009 videos. Oh, now we're improving. But just this is another reason why I did this. Oops. Look at the difference here. 37 videos. All right, and I started in October, so that was in 3 months. 64 videos. I doubled that within a whole year. 208 videos. 941 videos in 2011. I kicked ass. No one watched those videos, but I kicked ass. All right, Tomb Raider, Underworld, no. Oh, Turok, I love fucking Turok. Let's watch part 3 because I think I did the multiplayer reviews later on. I love Turok multiplayer.
I think. Oh.
Oh my god. I would give anything to go back to that day and play that game online again. That game was awesome. It was fucking laggy as hell online, but that game was great online. I just wish they would bring back Turok, man. I wish they would bring back dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. I love freaking dinosaurs. So yeah, like my reviews were just like literally terrible. They weren't even nicely edited. It was just me going into a game. I'd play around to talk about different various parts that I thought in that moment. Fucking Turok. My camera quality has vastly improved since I first started. Wow. The AI of the 7th generation.
Damn it. Eventually you're gonna have your pulse rifle and it's gonna over...
I died. That game was good. Mirror's Edge 2D, the beta. Oh, okay, wait. I have to see.
Hey guys,
By the way, here's a look at channels. Look at this. This is how YouTube channels used to look if you weren't a part of this platform earlier. Nice description of all your stuff. You'd have your video. By this time, YouTube upgraded to 16:9. You can see this video is 16:9, but yeah.
So...
Wow. You have your videos below. I want to see
Actually, hold on.
Mirror's Edge. Can we even play that anymore? Hold on. Mirror's Edge 2D beta. Can you still play? You gotta be kidding me. Can you still play this game? I need to see if this is true, if you can still play it. I'm not gonna play it here in the video, but what a throwback that you can still play the Mirror's Edge 2D beta, if it's possible. Nice advertisement that didn't load, by the way. Alright, we're wasting too much time. Anyway, I remember this.
Little,
Yeah, I fucking would play this,
the little,
like after school I would jump on the computer.
We'll call them icons, okay? Icons.
Yeah, like this thing's just floating there, it made no sense.
They actually released it there if you want.
It's actually a good browser game. Back in the day, browser games were like all the rage. Like everyone played on browser games. You would go to school, you'd see people playing on browser games. You don't see that a lot anymore. HD video upload test. So this is when I was first doing HD, huh? Yeah, I got 720p up there.
So this is
But the
just
video's for 80p.
test. It isn't actually a video of any sort you're watching. It's kind of a little test. So
Definitely, I think it looks, yeah, it's definitely a lot more clear, but I don't think I had an HD camera, so I must have gone in and rendered it in HD and forced it to appear there. Interesting. Mirror's Edge collectibles, collecting the bag. Yeah, I did. I used to do, well, these weren't really playthroughs. This was like, me just going and finding all the collectibles, but I went through and got the game. The Dazzle capture card.
hello guys.
Bioshock 2.
I am always looking to.
Oh wow.
So what I did today, and that's just.
Oh, like nice look at my skinny legs, skinny white legs.
From
Hairless, skinny, white legs.
office
Okay, I'll stop talking about myself.
stuff. I'm
Dazzle.
always
So
camera.
this was like what people use to capture, in-game. To do a capture card. There wasn't anything like you put in a computer. It was a Dazzle, and you'd fucking put the composite video cables in. You get 480p signal, and there should be a test video I have. Here's me look, I got Infamous 2 for my birthday. Red Faction, was this my first unboxing video? Red Faction Gorilla? No, I think it was Killzone, right? Yeah, Killzone 2 unboxing was my first unboxing video. Here, I'll put that in a new tab. Dazzle, there should be, I thought I did like a test video on Dazzle. Yeah, Dazzle direct capture test. Alright. And again, I rendered this in 720p even though I was using composite cables, so I was faking the fact that I had HD footage. The classic PS3 sign. So let's skip through this. Okay, here's me playing. Oh my god, the frame rate's terrible. Oh wow, it's like 24 frames per second. I must have rendered it in 24 or didn't know what to do. But I got direct capture. This next we got Mirror's Edge. Here's Mirror's Edge. Is this choppy or is this smooth? Because I must have rendered it terribly. Yeah, it's definitely kind of choppy. Looked pretty good, here's another thing. At the time, some games would put widescreen letterboxes because they were meant for 60:9 TV. So I played through Mirror's Edge, and that was basically it. Then I did the Red Faction Gorilla. I had Red Faction Gorilla in 360. How'd I hold on. I had it on I never had it on PS3. Oh, was it a demo? Wheelman, yeah, okay, wait, no, it says Red Faction Gorilla. Maybe it was a demo, because I never had the game on PS3. Alright, then some Uncharted multiplayer we have here. Okay, so nothing particular about that. Let's watch my first unboxing video.
February 27th. This game, Killzone 2.
Hold on, we'll have it keep playing.
Today for the PlayStation 3.
Where is it?
Today, guys, I'm going to be doing...
It's the same copy. It's literally the same copy. Imagine me today. February 27th. This game, Killzone 2, releases. This game was like so hyped back in the day. But yeah, this is my original copy. I never got rid of my copy. I remember distinctly. I let my friend borrow it once. And he didn't take care of his games. So as a result, I have like this kind of a little tear there on the bottom. But yeah, that's awesome.
says here, only on PlayStation.
It's only on PlayStation.
Uh,
Wow, Killzone 2, man. Yeah, okay. So obviously I don't want to be here for like 3 hours watching all my old videos, so I'm just going to try and burn through a few, some that come to mind. Oh, I did a lot of Modern Warfare 2 gameplay. Oh, I thought I did. Maybe it was a different Call of Duty. I remember I did a lot of Call of Duty back in the day. My camera really improved. Wow.
of course they're gonna win because they have thermal.
I wonder if I got a different... Was this when I got my flip camera?
Not that there's anything wrong with thermal, but you can see everything in thermal. That's like the one advantage.
Let's see if I get
They're
pissed.
stepping away.
I'd always get so frustrated when I played multiplayer. I don't know why. I miss they don't make multiplayer games like this.
No wonder. Jeez.
They really don't make multiplayer games like this.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh.
Like, he just died. Someone killed you. Calm down. Yeah, I don't know. Oh my god, these are some of my newer reviews with direct capture. Blur Beta. Bayonetta. Oh, I love Bayonetta. Microsoft Office 2010. Oh my god, you're kidding. No.
Hey guys, what's up?
No.
Excuse me.
Windows Vista. No.
Office 2010 beta review.
Why did I do this?
And, yeah.
117 people. People actually like this shit.
How to get into the beta in the
Who reviews Microsoft Office?
2007, there was actually
Wow, look at the differences.
been,
2010, man.
new stuff.
Microsoft Office. They don't do that anymore. You have Office 365. You pay a subscription. I can't believe I fucking reviewed Microsoft Office. Find another YouTuber on here who's reviewed Microsoft Office. I fucking dare you. Update. Ooh, there's Red Dead Redemption. I was holding it right there. Gaming setup room tour 2010. How did my game look? The Microsoft Connect demo right there.
Hey guys, what's up? So, I just got
Wow,
the
look at
most
me.
amazing prize I could probably ever ask for. It's not really a prize, but it's just something
Oh, I remember this. My parents surprised me one day by doing a complete makeover in my room. It was so...
My
They
dad
never
stepped
told me
on
anything.
to
They just
just to
randomly...
be nice and stuff, but it
did
is
this to
just
me.
amazing. Feared, you know, that glare. So
Wow, look how young I was.
sort of feared,
I had like those rosy cheeks at the time, and my hair, like I didn't have a hairstyle. I just combed it back. I really just like I got gel. I took the brush. I just combed it back, and so my hair would like kind of spike up like this. I'd look like it'd probably look better on an Asian guy. It's just the type of hairstyle it was.
glare, sort of,
Extreme Makeover Home
of
Edition.
course,
I remember that
it's
show.
just hot here in California, so
It's hot.
anyway, this is going to be a tour.
Wow, the guy was like really sweating. Yeah, my fucking rosy cheeks. Oh, look at my toilet.
With a nice
So yeah, I still have a few of that stuff, actually. I still have that nightstand. I'm still using it. Most of that stuff I replaced. Windows fucking Vista again.
Here's the computer that's like 2 years old.
Oh my god, I have that in my garage. The HP computer, yeah. It was my first computer ever. Store-bought. I was so happy when I got it. I was like, oh my god. It had integrated graphics, and I later upgraded it with a GT 9500, I want to say. So yeah. Halo Reach. A Gamer's Bucket. Oh, Goat Perverter Tads video. Oh, I miss Goat. Good friend of mine. Wow, okay, yeah. Here's all the Black Ops stuff. Here's gameplay. Yeah, so Black Ops, it must have been I recorded a lot for. Yeah, 44 Uncharted 3 beta footage. I recorded a lot for that. Fear 3 was terrible. LA Noire. Alright, so nothing really interesting too much there. 2011. So Fallout New Vegas reviews.
What's up? This is Fallout New Vegas for the Xbox 360, and this game is also available on the PlayStation 3 and PC.
See, I was getting better. Let me.
The graphical engine is Fallout 3. And I have to say that it's
some noise in the background, some humming noise. I don't know, but I definitely got better. Here's another update I did outside, and I'm still at that house. Actually, is my... Hold on, I want to see if I show my turtle. So we had turtles.
What's up, guys?
Ow.
So, doing a little different thing here. I'm recording the updates, my backyard, and excuse.
My lips are very chapped. I still kind of look the same. Definitely fatter, but I kind of look the same. You can tell it's me. So I did one. Okay, same video. I thought there was two I did outside. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood PlayStation surround soundbar. I still have this PlayStation 3 surround soundbar. Uncharted 2!
It's no good. I'm gonna have to fix the power to get you out. You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I wish I brought...
Oh my god. That sounds amazing even through these headphones here. That was a good sound bar at the time. I really liked it. I still have it to this day too. It's pretty good. Gran Turismo 5 I fucking hated. I just did 2 videos on it. Dead Space 2, great game. On Live, oh my god. Okay, we got to watch this. This predated
What's up, guys?
Streaming.
So we're doing a hardware review today of
Game streaming. Like before PlayStation Now, before Google's Project Stream that is coming up, we have On Live, baby. On Live was a fantastic idea that just, it was too early. It was way too early, but my god.
About the need of just this way you can send messages to people. Here's a little
oh yeah,
little side menu right. You know, someone who was playing
Fear 2,
like a trailer, so that's pretty cool.
Not as good as the original. The original Fear is an incredible game. Oh yeah, I remember. So the great thing about On Live is because it's streamed, you could watch anyone play any game at any single time, and you could also try out. They gave you, I think, a free, an hour of gameplay for free on any game you wanted to try on their service. You just, hey, I want to try this out. You have an hour, and it just boop the game to you. And I was like, oh my god.
Wow. I just saw something.
I remember it looked very soft. I think it was only doing 720p at the time, but it still was amazing. Fucking Wheelman, Vin Diesel Wheelman. I have it over there.
It is
Borderlands, I didn't like. That's pretty awesome. The Sony Dash. Oh my god, that's right.
Hey guys, what's up? So
my dad was my stepdad was a sales rep for Sony at the time, and they used to give him a bunch of free products and stuff. So this is one of the stuff that they gave him was the Dash. This is pretty much like the Alexa thing. It was an alarm clock with just a display on it. I don't know why I reviewed it, but I did. Look at my hair too. Wait, look at my hair. See, it's kind of spiked up. It goes over. Can you get a view of the front? Yeah, it was like it's just. I changed.
looks like menu, snooze, and volume. We're gonna take you through the process of actually setting it up as well.
We're gonna do that for you.
Photos and more. Dash delivers.
Well,
that thing was slow as fuck. It freezed all the time, and it was completely pointless to have. I love Google Home, the Google Home Mini that I have over there. That's an amazing alarm clock, but this was completely pointless. It really was. Trading in games. Oh no, I used to do this back in the day. Oh, so this is when I got rid of Tomb Raider. Look.
Day that I didn't really want to come, but you know it was inevitable.
It was inevitable.
Be doing this, so.
Medal of Honor. I'm looking at the videos here. Battlefield Bad Company. That's right. Why did I do that?
Anymore?
Why did I don't play multiplayer anymore? Yeah, I should have kept the game for the memories. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. There's Turok on PS3. I later bought the 360 version. Super Street Fighter 4. I wish I kept, but I do have the Street Fighter 4 game already in my collection. Fallout 3, the Game of the Year edition. I wish I kept that. That thing's rare right now. That version of it with the slipcover is so hard to find. I wish I kept that. Modern Warfare 2. Why? Gears of War 2, I bought another copy. Mafia 2, I bought again on the PS3. And then Alan Wake. Yeah, I used to trade in all these games. Killzone 3 beta. Wow. That didn't come That came like right after. Test Drive Limited 2, I loved. I wish they would make another Test Drive Limited. I know a different studio bought the IP, but I just don't know if anything's going to come of it. I guess we'll have to see. Killzone 3 multiplayer. Crysis 2 multiplayer demo. I was so excited for Crysis 2.
Alright, so I actually got the custom class.
Wow. Why is it taking so long for it?
You gotta do better. I gotta do better.
So yeah, I had 720p. So let's see if I get this guy. I loved Crysis 2. Despite its shortcomings, I really loved it. Crysis 3 just such a disappointment. This was amazing to see at the time, these kind of visual details on 360, even though it was only 30 frames per second and 720p. In fact, it might have been lower. It might have been like 1024. I don't know, but...
Enemy radar uplink detected.
Yeah. It was just fun to kind of go back and see. Crysis 2 review. And I've did all these videos on the multiplayer. Need for Speed Shift 2 Unleashed. I remember I told my friend I was going to review this game, and I did.
What's up, guys? So today we're going to be talking about Shift 2 Unleashed for the Xbox 360 and also the PlayStation.
Oh no! This is my old intro. I took the Universal Studios theme. Oh no! Oh! Copyright strike. No! I'm too embarrassed. Oh. Oh god. That's a great song. Great intro song, I thought. Still sounds great, but it sounds like... Oh, it just sounds dumb. It does not fit. No! Okay, I can't. I'm done watching. Shit. No, extremely long, but overall good movie. What happened here, I agree. Wait. Dude, you're an idiot. You don't multitask careers. You buy a car to start your career. Okay, dude. Okay, Bang says knife. Oh my god, that intro. My god. Oh, guys, I want you to keep something in perspective here. You can't go any lower than this. Like if you're worried about YouTube or uploading something, you can't get any lower than this. It is impossible for you to get any lower than any more cringe than what you're seeing right now on your screen. This is bad. This is really bad. Okay. That was a terrible intro. Infamous 2 beta. This is what really made me kind of started my at least fame. Is because PSN went down, and the day before PSN went down, I redeemed the Infamous 2 beta code, and I was one of 2 YouTubers who covered the beta. One of them was Reality Pales, who's still a really good friend of mine, and then the other here was me. And we did back and forth, and we didn't know each other at the time. People who watched both our videos would comment back and forth about, hey, you should check out his videos, you should check out IndustrialGamer's videos, and we just, talked and became really good friends after that. He and I, were both different in terms of the type of content that we produce. He doesn't do YouTube, unfortunately, anymore, but I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he's raising a family right now, which is just really exciting for him, so, yeah. Okay, so that's it for 2011. No. That intro. There's more intros on here, I'm sure. Oh! Wow. I wasn't prepared for the bass. Watch me rage at Modern Warfare 3. No.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Oh, I remember this!
Jumping into Call of Duty.
This was a skit. This was a skit that I was planning to do where I would say, I was basically rage at a multiplayer game as I was playing it. It was all supposed to be funny and serious, and I was going to do one after for Gears of War 2, I think at the time. Might have been Gears of War 3 maybe. And I just never did it. I never got to it. But
Modern Warfare 3,
no.
Kind of bored, just figured, hey, might as well, right? So, let's see how it goes.
See how it goes. This is that same room, by the way, that you just saw. It's that same room. You see, right here, there's a desk right here, and because there's multiple beds here, because I used to share a room with all my stepbrothers back when we were young, and there's a desk here with a TV set up, and that's where I played, and that's where I recorded. It was right in this very room. Very different, huh? All right. Team deathmatch on Doom.
Jeez. Already there's explosions. Come on. Raid, shotguns.
This is all one take, by the way. I didn't record multiple takes. This is all like one take.
Try again from behind. Oops. Are you kidding me? Someone takes my kill. Finally.
I messed up there. I said someone takes my kill, finally.
Never had that happen before. Come on! I just turned the corner. I'm just about to turn the corner. Look at this.
Oh my god! Shut up, dude.
Get out of here. Fuck.
I'm just gonna skip ahead because we can't. If I sit here and watch 5 minutes, it's just gonna go by like that.
Where are these idiots? Come on.
Where are these idiots?
I swear, these. Oh my god! Everyone wearing their fucking tampons today?
Whoa!
Seriously. Look at that.
Tampons.
This fucking game.
This fucking game.
Maybe I'll just spray. Oh, I'll just spray like everyone. I'll just spray. Oh look, I actually get kills like that.
Why did I do that every single time? Woo! Oh no, no.
Where are they? Where are they? Let's spray. I'll get kills.
Oh my god, stop!
Let's spray. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They're all aimed for his head. Your skull, your brain should be melted.
Oh no. No. I lulled so hard when he said, God, I'm playing with idiots with guns. Nice ending. Oh, you know where I got that? Okay. It was super bad. This is bad acting. I'll watch it here just because we're...
And you guys just running around with shotguns. They're all like freaking...
I remember because I couldn't yell.
Jumps and everything.
I couldn't yell at the top of my lungs because there's other people in this house, right? And I knew I couldn't scream, and because I really wanted to scream, and really what the main motivation was for this ending, I remember, was when I watched Angry Joe's Mind Jack review, which is one of my favorite review of his. And at the very end, he screams, "Fuck!" And I remember I tried to imitate that, but I couldn't scream, so it just sounded terrible. No. Camera was constipated at the end. People actually like that. Okay, yeah, people actually, okay. I guess at the time, you're used to mediocrity. Oh my god, my PC videos. I just want to see, well, I don't want to watch them all, right? But I just want to check out the first part. Hey everyone, I'm new to building PCs. Watch my video. 58,000, okay. 416 comments. I still have comments awaiting my review. You're kidding me. You're treating it like the parts are Lego bricks. I still have comments. Don't build on carpet. A $1,100 PC on carpet? What the fuck is this guy? Yeah, I redeemed myself. That's all I need to say with my 4K PC build. I did almost everything right in that. So, take a bow. Yeah, that's amazing. Why I didn't deserve the Minnesota partnership? Well, that's because I got one of my friends at the time who got me in there, and I didn't ask for it, and I just didn't feel like I deserved it, so I made a video saying, I don't feel like I deserve this, but I'm going to take it anyway. Yeah. This Vita Social Hill Club was where you got to play the PS Vita for free and early. Wow, dude, look how thin I was. That's a really good shot right there. Look how thin I was. Look at me now, right? Look at this now. It's not slim like it used to. It's funny because I never thought that I was like super skinny, right? I just never thought about that. But wow, look at that. You can see the veins in my arms. You can't really see that anymore. I need to get those veiny arms back.
Hey everyone.
I was drinking soda like there was no tomorrow, and guess what? I still do today.
It's impressive, the technology behind it, but
Wow, I was really thin. That was like me at my thinnest.
This boss battle, for instance.
I looked good.
Responsive controls, pretty responsive controls depending on the game.
Yeah, I looked good, man. Look, I didn't have like my tits aren't showing like they are now. Like I looked freaking good.
Like I said.
Wow. PC gaming test video. What was this? Was this direct capture on PC? Testing gaming.
So I figured since...
Oh, this is right after I built that PC, and I was playing some games. I was testing it. Excuse me.
I have no...
Crisis. I loved Crisis. I tried Crisis, and what did I try? Crisis 2. That's all I tried. All right. Battlefield multiplayer, man. Battlefield multiplayer. Why did I... If I built this in 2012... Battlefield 3 came out in 2011. I was going to say, why didn't I get Battlefield on PC? If that was today, I would have waited. Because Battlefield 3 on PC still looks amazing to this day. Binary Domain, amazing game. My thoughts on Alan Wake's American Nightmare, did not like that at all, from what I can remember. Uncharted 3 DLC. Syndicate Co-op. I love Syndicate. That was a good game. The second quarter game purchases for 2012. I used to tell people exactly... This is going back to like a question about my unboxing videos, why I don't do them anymore. I used to go back and actually tell people what games I was pre-ordering at the time. And so, like, here are the game pre-orders for the rest of the year. Congratulations to... Okay. This is kind of cool because I remember Reality Pales did the... he did the last show of the PlayStation's tester event. And he didn't win, but he was like in the lead for a good amount of time, and I just made a congratulations video because he was a good friend of mine. He didn't comment, but I think eventually he did say thank you on a personal level. Hitman Sniper Challenge, Max Payne 3 on PC, love that game. My thoughts on Prototype 2. So now we're kind of getting in. My 5th world record in Mirror's Edge. I'm wearing gunner glasses. Okay. You beat the Wheats world record. Yeah, but this was 2012, so like no one was playing the game competitively anymore. Okay. Anyway, that's my 5th world record. I hope you know that someone beat that score by 35 seconds. His name is Bestom33. Go check him out. It's like, no, dude. 35 seconds. You suck. Alright, I was this Far Cry 3 was a big game for me on PC. College thoughts, multiplayer impressive with the random videos. That's my good friend Dylan. So, alright. That was 2012. So let's check out 2013. So now we're getting into the last of the current, last of last gen and the new beginning of the current gen consoles. Oh my god, this fucking tablet. I spent $600 on this tablet that you're about to see, and I got a keyboard with it. So the tablet was $500. They gave me $50 off the $150 keyboard. So it was $600. I walked in there and I was like, I'm going to get a tablet, and it's going to be used for school. And look, it was really nice. Wow, I looked good at the time. Look, I had like a sense of style. Look at this nice shirt I'm wearing. Look at this. This is shit. I need to improve.
Early, I expect to be doing it like, later this week or whenever it came. And now it's a laptop instead of a tablet. Oh.
1,000. Okay, you want to know why I hate this tablet so much? Because Asus did not optimize the Android software for it, and so it stopped receiving updates almost immediately after. I think after I bought it, it received like one update, and then that was it. I never had another update for it. The update wasn't optimized, so the thing would freeze consistently, and I thought, oh, it's running an NVIDIA Tegra chip. It's going to be amazing. It doesn't have. It was terrible. It freezed everywhere. I'm not kidding you. That tablet right there, you couldn't even watch porn on. It was that bad. It was literally too bad to the point where you couldn't browse. Like going to Google took a long time. It would freeze up trying to open the browser, and it was you were unable to basically watch anything on it, even porn. Like you couldn't do anything on it. It was terrible. I threw the tablet away. I threw it in the trash. a long time ago, and I never looked back since. It was the biggest. This tablet here was the biggest single waste of money I have ever spent in my entire life. More so on anything. This was the biggest throwaway of money ever. For $600, do you imagine what I could have done? I could have fucking done a lot of things. I could have bought a brand new graphics card for my PC at the time. All right, let's see. Tomb Raider Collector's Edition. See, now we're getting into the new game. So a lot of this is like still a little bit fresh in my mind. I remember doing these. Preparing for Splinter Cell Blacklist. I wish they would release another Splinter Cell game. I really want another Splinter Cell game. Xbox One does block used games. Oh.
So I just had to make this video just really quick.
Whoa.
I just found this out, and I'm wondering if Microsoft is suicidal or something like that.
Suicidal. Yeah, I had to cover it. I covered this because I was super excited. Oh my god, I remember this. This is terrible. Reaction to Sony stock going up 10% after Xbox One event. Detailed financial analysis. And so the whole video is me laughing, because it was really embarrassing. Yeah, the Xbox One, they recovered, but well, actually, no, they never recovered from that. That's what hurt them a lot in the sales. Oh, this is the Microsoft 2013 press conference. This is the first ever press conference. This is the first press conference I ever went to at E3. I got invited because I won a special Twitter giveaway. And then I realized, wait, I can just ask him for an invite and they send me stuff. And so now my relationship with Microsoft is great. Xbox follows me on Twitter. I get invited to the press conferences without even having to ask for them. And I get reviews copies for all these games. I just got one for Forza Horizon 4. It's great.
Press conference.
And so I took my friends as well.
I play games on PS3. I play games on Xbox.
I took my friends. I think it was this video I saw Angry Joe, and I did the most embarrassing thing.
Oh my god, Mr. Word. Oh my god, where's Angry Joe? Where is he?
There's a giant.
That's all I care. I don't even care about this conference. I just care about seeing Angry Joe.
Why? Okay, this is before. I think this is right before Angry Joe had millions of subscribers. He must have had, if I remember correctly, he didn't have like. He had just under 1 million. He was like up and, well, I wouldn't say up and coming because he was still so popular at the time, but he was like, you know, not global how he is now.
Are you lying?
No, right there.
Oh my god, it is! Oh my god, it's Angry Joe!
Oh my god, it was so embarrassing. And I yelled at him. That's right. Keep watching the video.
No!
That Jacob told me to yell at him, and it was the wrong decision.
Joe! Angry Army!
And I remember when I yelled at him that time, he looked at me like this, and then he was like, and he just like shook his head and went back to doing it, and I was like, why'd I do that? It's funny because I actually did meet him again. I met him last year the last time I went to E3, and I covered it for you guys, was when I met him. It was E3 2017, was it? No, because I didn't go to E3 2017. No, I didn't go to E3 2018. That's right. E3 2017. I actually met up with him. And I did talk with him, shake his hand for a little bit. I never mentioned this video though, because he was in a hurry to go. He's interviewing stuff, so I never got to mention this video. But I definitely did want to eventually. If I meet up with him again, I'll tell him about it. I'll show him it. I was so like, oh my god. The Moga Gamepad Pro. This is for phones. If I remember correctly, right? This is a gamepad for phones. So look at my Apple shirt. I still have that shirt, by the way. It doesn't fit me, but it will one day again.
All right, let's open it. The first thing.
Yeah, it looked good.
Face buttons here, but on the trigger.
I got my monitor. The Last of Us Post-Pandemic Edition. This is back. Was I starting to drive to GameStop at this time? Yes. So how did I do? Okay, so unboxings. I want to see if my first drive to GameStop video, was it Metro? Maybe it was Metro.
While coming home from school. So,
These are so loud.
I wasn't really planning on,
1,700 views.
Going to GameStop today at all. And pretty funny.
I had
Making a pre-order.
This had Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon music playing in the background. That was a mistake. So loud. Vacation update. Hold on.
Mic off. Mic on.
I just had to sneeze there. Preparing for Grand Theft Auto 5. I love doing those videos. Those were fun. A next-gen update. Oh yeah, this is back when I was doing the updates. People were so surprised I got the PS4 and Xbox One on release. It's because I saved up like a long time. Look, this is July. I was saving up starting when the PS4 was announced, and yeah, look at that. PlayStation 4 paid off with new games.
Alright guys, and then the launch games I'm getting with it, alright? Now this is the final list that I'm getting. Nothing on it. It is...
Yeah, I remember I was so excited for the next-gen consoles. It's such a shame. This generation's terrible, man. It started off pretty decently, but this generation's just bad. I can count on, like, one hand the amount of, like, amazing games, maybe no more than my two hands here, is the amount of, like, amazing games I had that are on these consoles, but it's just terrible. 2,000 subs, thank you.
Guys,
Ow.
I just got off of work, and I want to do this video very quickly to...
At the time, it was multimedia production. It was supposed to be, you know, game related. Here's all my 7th gen game collection. Most of them still have. The Lab. I used to name everything like The Lab. Whenever I did something technical, it was called The Lab. The Xbox One Day 1 launch unboxing. I think Jacob and his brother went with me to get that.
It's a nice shirt.
Look at these wow! Corporate Shill 101.
Xbox One.
Introduce it. Why is the music so loud?
And then we have the dates 11/22.
I did not know how to properly put music in videos. It's terrible. Yeah. Outlast first impressions. There's another video. I think when I unboxed Infamous 2, I had all my friends over. I want to see how young everybody looks. Maybe that's not. I think it was Infamous 2 was 2011, right? 2011. Infamous 2. I could always just search it if I don't find it here. It'll probably be quicker if I search it on the channel. I have these headphones too loud. Infamous 2 Hero Edition unboxing. I had all my friends over. Oh my god, no. Oh, that's Jacob right there. Oh.
It's recording and now I can start my...
Look, look at these pants, they're like way too long.
Unboxing video.
His fucking hair, like him and his brother always had like this very long hair.
Video.
Oh my god, it's crazy. Maybe there's a better view.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. I got the Infamous 2 Hero Edition, and I cannot wait to unbox it for you. Yeah. Oh no, wait.
Stop, and we have someone hiding. And then, come on, stop, and we have someone hiding. And we have someone hiding in the bathroom. Come on, this is... Hey, there's 473 people who are going to see this.
That's how many subscribers I had at the time. It's boring just didn't know. There's actually 1,039 people who actually saw this video. Gosh. It's crazy. That's crazy. Look, I still have this stupid bag. I do.
I don't understand this.
I still have this stupid bag.
Oh, it's up more. I was putting my hand to the...
I still have this stupid bag, yeah. I remember I got a comment in one of these videos that someone it was like a person from school. I don't know if I deleted the comment, but they said your best friend was hiding in the closet because he didn't want to be seen. I must have deleted it. I got like some comment. Yeah. Here's some other people from school. I got like some comment, and someone was like, "Oh, you suck. All your friends are gay, and go fuck off." And I was just like, dude, you're so depressing.
13.
I didn't give a lot of trolls the time. I still don't. Like I'm really good at ignoring people. So like anyone who comes at me with like insulting comments, it's like, okay, you know. I survived enough in middle school and high school to actually deal with it in a very logical way. So, all right.
Yeah, I tried my best.
Jacob's in this video too. Yeah. Okay. What's next? The lab. Call of Duty Ghost. Thoughts about CGR leaving YouTube? I missed that. It's a shame because he left for a little time and he came back, and I think now he doesn't do game reviews at all anymore. It's just sad. It's a shame. Now that's what I'm talking about with YouTube video reviews. It's like, yeah, it's a job for him, I understand, but like I wish that for a lot of people it was a hobby so that he would continue doing. He made the best reviews on YouTube. Still to this day, I thought he made the best reviews on YouTube. Papers, Please. There's Papers, Please. Hey, I was talking about this earlier.
11/18, 19.
I'm telling you guys, this game doesn't look like anything like amazing, right? You're looking at it, you're like, I don't think I'd be interested in this. Give it a chance.
Well, that's not my problem. I can't give you entry if you missed the deadline. Oh my gosh. This game makes people know about your true colors.
It does.
IndustrialGamer's an asshole. Okay, what's the purpose of your trip? I come to work.
I just want to say, I don't think it's in this video, where I have like a gun and I'm shooting people. I don't think it was because I restarted the game. Must have been playing by myself. Yeah, go check out this video, please. It really is surprising if you haven't seen it already, just what this game can do to you. Oops, I have to go all the way down to the bottom again. Oh my god, I remember I just passed a video called I'm a Graphics Whore. Yeah. Because it was like a feud going on in our group, and one of them was like, you're a graphics whore, you care about graphics because all you're getting are games, all you care about are getting games on your PC to take advantage of the graphics, or something weird stupid like that. I can't believe I was even part of an argument like that, and I made a video explaining I'm not a graphics whore. I should have just not done anything, but I provoked someone at the time, and unfortunately, we're no longer friends, but we do share a mutual friend, and you know, we don't talk about each other at all, so whatever. Okay, so that was 2013, 2014. We're getting further here. 2014 game pre-orders, VJs in school. So I was still school. Okay, that was college for me. Yeah, because I graduated at the end of 2000 or the middle of 2012 is when I graduated high school. That's right. Then I just immediately went into college. Why do we play video games? PS4 versus an hour long, jeez. The value of strategy guides. I definitely look a lot, I would say I definitely look somewhat heavier here. This is just me growing up, maybe. Okay, you see a gradual, small, slow transition. Definitely. Single player is dying, oh yeah. Deciding what platform to play on, that was a big thing for me, but then I just realized, you know what, just get whatever version looks better. So I ended up getting a lot of PS4 games, and then I built my PC, and now I'm getting a lot of games on PC, but now Xbox One X came out, so I'm getting a lot of games on Xbox One, so it's like, you know, kind of back and forth. Thief, I did actually enjoy Thief. Metal Gear Solid 5, I did a lot of Metal Gear Solid stuff. So yeah, all this stuff is kind of new. I don't know if I necessarily want to go back and look at all this somewhat relevant things, because I remember a lot of this stuff already. This wasn't too long ago, 2014. I remember a lot of this stuff. Attempting to get the 20th anniversary. Oh shit. Is that video still live? That shouldn't be live. I think I put it as private. It should be. That was something that will not be discussed ever again. Everything's okay now. Everything's fine. We're fine. I just lost my train of thought. So let's go back and see here, because I created a bunch of other playlists here. You know, and I just want to let you guys know here that we have all of these for the rest of the year, right? So this is basically going to be constantly updated, right? The 2018 ones in particular. Then I'll make one for 2019, so on and so forth. Gameplay discussions, you know, those I definitely want to do more. But this is a good perspective of things for you guys, you know, and it's a good perspective because it allows you to see just a difference in videos and dedication overall. I mean, 941 videos in 2011 alone is crazy. And then you can see that dwindled off greatly in 2012 probably because I was graduating high school and starting college, and then I sort of just kept doing what I was doing because I think at this time I decided I was doing too much. I think I was starting playthroughs at that time, then I quit playthroughs, and then it was just it was too much work, right? So yeah, you have a bunch of stuff up here. I have like things like personal favorites, which I will be adding to over time. You know, these are videos that I found quite enjoyable, and ones that will always ones that I really just enjoy making. I guess first plays. There's Mirror's Edge for you, Mirror's Edge junkies. It's out there. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to announce that, and yeah, I guess we can move on now. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that segment of me, well, watching old videos. All right. So basically at this point I just want to sort of discuss my future plans with YouTube, at least at this point in time, and discuss my overall vision, and also talk a little bit about my current lifestyle, how it's affecting YouTube. I sort of did this a little bit in the channel update, but I just sort of want to reiterate it and also go into a little bit more detail. So in terms of my future plans with YouTube, I definitely want it to be still a primary focus on gaming, and it will always be a primary focus on gaming, but I also want to focus on other things as well in terms of wealth building within one's personal entity, I guess you could say. Just sort of building up your character and living life to its fullest potential. Travel plans and whatnot. I really like to bring that to like the forefront. And my overall vision for, I guess, YouTube for me would just be like, having a channel where you guys can go to, and there's a variety of stuff. There's things about life, and then there's also things about games and how it relates as well to whatever I'm doing in my life, and just kind of moving forward with that. That's a big thing for me. All right, and currently right now I work an 8-to-5 job, and it's a job that I enjoy doing, but the leadership is not where it needs to be. Right, so it can definitely be a hit or miss situation. I guess, I'm working right now. I have a lot of good things planned. Like even today earlier, I took the day off today, but it was not just simply to record this video. I had other things going on. For example, I had a interview for a job over the phone, which is really good, and that's something that I'm definitely looking forward to and hoping to move into the next couple of weeks here, which would be great because it's going to be a substantial increase, hopefully, in my income. The other thing as well is just I had another call that was more of an action call with a current mentor of mine. So it was really exciting to sort of discuss that and get that going, and I learned a lot. And just sort of we're gonna have another call scheduled where we'll just be really kind of grinding down a good plan for me. So I have a lot of things that currently I'm doing, and by no means do I have to sit here and do all this work. I don't want people to think like I'm doing this because I have to. I'm doing this because I want to, and I need you guys to realize that, above all for me, the most important thing is making sure that I am living the lifestyle that I want to live, and YouTube is a part of that lifestyle, and it will always continue to be a part of my lifestyle, but that also means that there's going to have to be some sacrifices. No, I don't have to come home every single day from work and then work my ass off working on different things and educating myself and reading and doing all this stuff. I don't have to do that, but if I want the lifestyle that I want, it is required that I put in the work and I do all this other stuff. I could simply just, have the job that I'm doing right now and then just come home and just chill and play video games and then, do a decent chunk of having 2 to 3 hours a night playing games and checking up on my backlog, or catching up on my backlog, excuse me. I could easily do that, but that doesn't get me anywhere in life. At the end of the day, whether I beat a game or whether I start a game or whether I finish a game or not, it's still, it doesn't help me in terms of my growth as an individual. It further widens my spectrum in terms of games and my experiences, yes, but it's not making me money doing it. And that's really important to me, that gaming remains a hobby of mine, that YouTube remains a hobby of mine, and that it doesn't turn into a job or a career, because I don't want it to do that. I enjoy doing this, and it's very important that I keep making sure that I enjoy doing it, and that means that it will never be a job for me, and I'm perfectly happy with that. When I look at people who have turned YouTube into a job, and just the overall change in nature of their character and their overall channel, it's at times appalling. And then it's like, oh, I can't do this as a job anymore, so I'm gonna quit YouTube, altogether. Well, why? Before it was a job, you were able to do this in your spare time, so now you're telling me that you're no longer going to do it because you're not making money out of it. You know, it's like people who've fallen out of love with the platform and fallen out of love with the hobby are no longer able to do that. And I really just don't want myself to become one of those people. I want myself to enjoy everything that I'm doing, and that means that I'm gonna have to seek the lifestyle I want from a different source other than YouTube. And so that, you know, that's what I'm working on. I don't want to again tell you guys exactly what my plan is and what I'm working on right now. I want to keep it sort of vague. When I do eventually get everything that I want, which is not a question of if, it's a question of when. When I do eventually get there, I will tell you guys everything about my experience, and hopefully it will help you guys in your own pursuit for your goals, your dreams, and then your vision in life. You know, life really can be by design. How you foresee yourself living in a particular situation and how you perceive yourself with your lifestyle is achievable, you know, but we are influenced heavily by the people we allow ourselves to be around, by the environment in which we set ourselves in, and by our constant and consistent actions. You know, if it's a habit of ours to come home after work and just play video games for 3 hours, 4 hours a day, you know, that's great. You could sit there and play these games and catch up and have a good time, but it doesn't get you anywhere where you want. It doesn't get you that nice car that you want. It doesn't get you the nice new TV to experience those games on. It doesn't get you the house or apartment or whatever that you may want. And you know, you may not care about those things, but I do. You know, I care about that stuff, and I care about traveling, and I care about experiencing the world, and I care about feeling comfortable. Not feeling comfortable, but feeling like I don't have limits, you know? And that's important for me to make sure that I go ahead and accomplish that. So I just want to make sure that that's abundantly clear, and just thank you guys for just being a part of that, and just being understanding. I know it's a slow time on YouTube. Believe me, I do. There are days where I want to just record videos and upload them, but again, it's at the cost of the life I envision for myself, and I will not give that up. It is far too valuable, and it means far too much to me to simply sacrifice my dreams for the sake of uploading a video or playing video games, you know? And the way I see it, the faster I can get to the lifestyle that I want to live, the more time I will have on my hands to do these things that I love. So it all works out in the end, alright? So to end the video here, I basically want to start off with a special thanks to a bunch of my friends who have been, you know, really good people to me over the 10 years that I've been on this platform. So I want to start off by saying thank you to NavyBoy5499. He was really my first friend here on YouTube. And in that group as well, Sheetsy77. He was, again, those two were really my first friends on YouTube. They introduced me to the group. Both of them don't do YouTube anymore, but we used to have a good time playing Call of Duty 4. And I just want to let them know on a personal note, if they ever do watch this video, that I'm forever grateful just for their kind friendship and for just being a part of my life. And especially my growth here on YouTube. And even though I was super small at the time and I was inexperienced and I didn't know what was going on, I was just happy to have friends and to be a part of something that was bigger. So thank you to those guys. I want to give a special thank you to Zero X Shinobi, someone who I subscribed to for years, and then eventually I became friends with. Just really appreciate him, and he still does YouTube off and on, but it's just he's just been a great friend of mine, and you know, really enjoyable to listen to and watch on YouTube and whatnot. So thank you very much, Zero. I do appreciate that. A special shout out to the Random Videos, my good friend Dylan. He is responsible for all the artwork on my channel. This banner here, my logo, he is responsible for all of it. And not only has he been my best friend on YouTube for the good part of the decade that I've been doing it, but he's been a big influence for mine in making sure that, you know, I do accomplish my dreams. He's always there looking out for me. We talk on Facebook all the time and whatnot, and we both are trying to get the lifestyles that we want, and unfortunately it's a big sacrifice in terms of our time, but I need to say a special thank you to Dylan. He's been a huge influence for me growing as a person, not just as a YouTuber, and I am forever in his debt for just doing all the artwork for me. He would do this for me for free. I wouldn't let him do it for me for free. He deserves every single penny that I give him, and he's just a great guy, and I wish him the best of luck on all his goals. The other person I want to give a shout out to is Lives on Luck. was also part of the group there. He was a good friend of mine early on who stopped doing YouTube after about a year and a half. He did an intro for me. He also did a few artwork things here for me as well. Then he decided that he wanted to do other things with YouTube and sort of just went off and did that. And just doesn't, as far as I know, doesn't do YouTube anymore. But just wanted to say a special thank you to him. Go Perverter, who's been, again, one of my best friends on YouTube early on. You know, he was really a big influence of mine when doing game impressions in the first 30 minutes, and he's always been someone I knew I could talk to and someone who was mature enough and understood anything that I needed to go to him for. And I just want to say a special thank you to him. He doesn't do YouTube either anymore, but Go Perverter is currently, he's just traveling the world and living life, and from what I know, I'm friends with him on Facebook. He's pretty happy, so I'm really happy for him. Jagger06, who was part of our group at that time. Again, really nice guy. I played a few matches in with Uncharted and whatnot, and we just had a good time recording videos. I think he still does YouTube. I'm not exactly sure, but I just want to say thank you for your friendship and you know, just all the support that you've given me over the years. Really do appreciate that. Sun Twisted, who was also part of that group as well. He was a friend of Go Perverters, became a friend of mine, and then we played some Battlefield Bad Company 2. We had a lot of fun early on in the days. I just wanted to say a special thank you to him. He doesn't do YouTube anymore either, but he's really focused on his music side of things, so best of luck to him for that. The other person I want to thank is Daragon, who is also part of that group. Just an overall nice guy. He also asked a question earlier in the video, but just want to say thank you for your support, dude. I really do appreciate it, and wish you the best of luck with everything that's going on in your life. I need to give a special thank you to Broken Games HD, who currently is, he has a different channel name now. I think it's Brooklyn Skill Tree, if I'm remembering correctly. But he was a good friend of mine who, you know, I watched for many years, then became friends with. We hung out during E3. He invited me, you know, to dinner with a few friends of his, and we all just sort of had a good time. Just a big thank you to Broken Games HD, and 3MG Live as well, who was part of that group, and you know, just a great guy. Again, I met him through Broken Games HD. 3MG was actually watching me early on from what he says, so it's pretty exciting, and I just want to say thank you to your friendship and your support, and just thinking back all the awesome times that we had back at, I think, E3 2014 it was, or 2015, I'm not exactly sure which date, but one of those. Special thank you to Vinny Corleone 62. Again, one of my best friends here on YouTube. Unfortunately, going through a rough patch right now in his life, just with his health and whatnot, and he may have to stop doing YouTube altogether. I hope that's not true, but I just want to say thank you very much, Dean, for just everything that you've done to me. We meet every single year during Christmas time, so it's coming up in a couple months, where hopefully we're going to have dinner together and just, you know, catch up. But always been a great friend of mine, always been supportive, been someone who I know I can go to for anything that I need to talk to, and just a really appreciative, awesome person to have, you know, in my life. So thank you very much, Dean. I need to give a special thank you to Sloppy Wet Blow. Yes, that's his name, but a really good guy. He does the PC videos, PC benchmark videos. He stopped doing a little bit ago, but I think he's going to come back sometime soon with the new RTX cards out right now. But just want to say thank you. He's been a good friend of mine, and always been someone who, you know, I can just have a good chat with, and is always interested to see what's going on with me on my channel. So really happy to have him as a friend. I need to give a special shout out to Guy in Kalamazoo, who also asked a question in the questionnaire, and he's been a good friend of mine. You know, always supported me, and always, you know, been there, been a great viewer of mine, who's just you know, watched my content and really been supportive. So I just want to say thank you to Brad, is his name, and I do appreciate your friendship as well. Open World Games. This is run by Robbie and Ryan, the twin brothers over there, and probably the most popular of all the people I just mentioned who watch my channel. But they're really good friends of mine, and we always meet up at some EA or Ubisoft event, and they're just really, you know, good people to talk to, and I do appreciate their friendship, and am thankful for everything that they have done for me. All right. So those are the special thanks to people I have, and overall I just want to say a special thank to anyone who's watching this. It's you, the viewers, who have allowed me to have an audience where I can upload things that may or may not be of interest to most people, but still get watched and I still get feedback on. And I know that you know, the least I could do here is simply upload more and give you guys more of what you want. You know, but the great thing about this is you've seen me pretty much grow up. I was 14 when I started this channel. You see me grow up from 10 years. And it's amazing how much I've changed as a person. It's amazing how my perspective of everything on YouTube has changed. And the audience, how I've grown, and just the different people that have come into my life because of it. So I'm just really forever grateful and in your debt to the viewers overall who have continued to watch my videos. And I know that it's a slow time, and I'm working on that, and I do apologize. But I just want to let you know that from the bottom of my heart, I do love each and every single one of you. And you do mean a lot to me. All the viewers mean a lot to me. The fact that you guys can sit here and you'd spend a portion of your life watching content of mine, and some of you take an interest in what I say, and sometimes it even influences you to go out and try games and stuff. It's just amazing. So I really want to just say thank you to everyone who's ever been here and watched my content. And it's been a wild ride, and I cannot wait till another 10 years. I probably won't do another anniversary video, in maybe 25th anniversary, I don't even know, but whatever anniversary video I do next, or whatever content I put forward, or whatever this channel changes into, I know that I will have, you know, good people by my side to help me through it and to always be there to support me. And so I just want to say thank you to each and every single one of you guys who have watched my content, who have been a significant part of my life. I am forever grateful for everything that you guys have given to me, and I look forward to, you know, really producing more content and seeing you guys out there. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys like the new playlist on the channel. Please give me feedback and stuff like this, and if there's anything else that you know, you guys want to discuss, or anything else you guys need to say, just comments below, and I'll get back to you all very shortly. All right, thank you guys very much. I love you all, and have a great, fantastic day. I will see you next time for more content. Have a good one.